Maniac Gym, and it starts with today's matchup. Sit back and get ready to enjoy today's matchup filled with double plays and Maniac dingers. You're listening to Maniac Baseball on AM 13 KLER and streamed live on YouTube KLER 1300 AM. Now we go to the diamond for all the exciting action.
And welcome to an absolute gorgeous day here across the Clearwater Valley. It's time for Maniac Baseball. Hello everyone, I'm Jeff Jones. Welcome to Good Friday and Senior Night here at the ballpark at Orofino. You're listening to the Real Estaters pregame show. It's the first of a split doubleheader, Orofino facing off with the Marsing Huskies. This game was scheduled, as you probably know, for 6 o'clock this evening, but they decided to try and sneak a JV game in. Well, that JV game lasted 2 hours and 35 minutes. They thought they would go at least 2 hours or 7 innings. Well, they finished the bottom of the 6th inning when the Maniacs were able to tie it up at 13 runs apiece. They had the winning run, or what would have been the winning run, stranded at third base. So they played the 7th inning. Marsing was able to come up with 4 runs. Orofino just 1, and the Marsing JV defeat Orofino by a final of 17-14. So it was great entertainment for all the folks who have come out here, and this ballpark is packed. There's nothing better to do on an Easter weekend than to watch baseball at this glorious park. We encourage you to come on down today and watch this contest between 2 3A heavyweights. The Marsing Huskies, of course, from the Western Idaho Conference. They play in an absolute huge conference in the Boise Valley, while the Maniacs, of course, here in the Central Idaho League, powerhouses including St. Mary's, Orofino, Grangeville, who have won the state title many times over these, even in just the last 10 years. Orofino, St. Mary's, Grangeville continue to put banners up in their gyms. But today they face off against the Marsing Huskies. This is a club who last year, Orofino, lost only 1 of 2 games on the season to. This is a very good squad coached by J.W. Chavez. They come into this game at 11-4. And of course, when you're playing those Boise area schools, you know you're playing top-tier competition. Orofino, no slouch themselves. They come into today's matchup 12-3. And of course, Orofino coming off that huge victory this past Tuesday against the Grangeville Bulldogs. A lot of talk about how Grangeville was actually maybe the better team. They were ranked high in the state's rankings. But Orofino just put their foot down on the floor, never let up off the pedal, and came away with an 11-1 victory over Grangeville on Tuesday. They take sole possession of first place over the Grangeville Bulldogs, who are now resting in second place. Kellogg in third, St. Mary's in fourth, Priest River standing in fifth place. Those are those league standings. We have a lot to talk about as both teams out on the field warming up. The Marsing Huskies in their traveling whites. The Maniacs are wearing their black tops, white pants. Again, this is a first game of a split doubleheader. They'll play another game tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, and then afterwards Marsing will get on that bus and make that long bus ride home to the Boise Valley. So don't go away. You are listening to the Real Estaters pregame show. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, I know you're going to want to listen in for this. It's the Riverside Physical Therapy Schedules and Scores. We'll return in just a moment.
Looking to buy or sell a home in the beautiful Clearwater Valley? Trust the experts at Real Estaters on Michigan Avenue in Orofino. Our professional agents know the area inside and out, helping you find the perfect home or the right buyer. Speak with broker Keith Nichols today at 208-476-3134 or visit us online at buyorsellidaho.com. Whether it's a spacious country retreat or a cozy home in town, we're here to make your real estate dreams a reality. The Real Estaters, Orofino's trusted real estate professionals.
With a P1FCU Ascend checking account, you get more than great dividends. Imagine having an entire branch in your pocket. Who needs a checkbook when you have a digital wallet? The only thing I check these days are my dividends.
Access your account anytime, anywhere. Simplify your life and start earning more with Ascend Checking. Get yours today at p1fcu.org/Ascend. P1FCU, your community, your credit union. Insured by NCUA.
Your do-it-best center on the Clearwater is Best Built Builder Supply. Hi, this is Harold. Springtime projects are made to go so much easier with the proper tools. When electrical power is an issue, choose the Milwaukee Fuel 18-volt brushless cordless miter saw, now sell priced at $399. And you'll always have a crisp, sharp cut with the 2-blade pack of Milwaukee 7 1/4-inch circular saw blades at $12.97. Your first choice and best choice is Best Built Builder Supply.
Riverside Physical Therapy is thrilled to welcome Cooper Thomas, BS in Health and Human Services and Doctor of Physical Therapy, to our team. Whether you prefer in-person visits at our clinic located on Highway 12 Orofino or the convenience of virtual sessions over Zoom, Cooper is here to help you on your journey to better health. For more information on all the services offered by Cooper and Riverside Physical Therapy, stop by the clinic or call. Riverside Physical Therapy, where your health is our priority.
And we thank you for tuning in. It's time for the Riverside Physical Therapy schedules and scores. Open Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. See the qualified staff at Riverside Physical Therapy and finally get the relief you seek from those back issues, neck pains, and regain the use of all of your limbs after any surgery. Free consultation when you see Allison Thomas and her crew at Riverside Physical Therapy on Highway 12 Orofino. So let's start with schedules and scores from around the area yesterday. First off, high school softball, the unbeaten Potlatch Loggers beat the defending 1A state champion Genesee Bulldogs at Potlatch. The final score of that contest, 12-6. Genesee falls for the first time in league play while Potlatch remains undefeated on the season. The Prairie Girls were winners at home, 33-18 over the Lapwai Wildcats. And the Moscow Girls were bested twice at their home fields by Post Falls. Baseball, Kendrick now stands at 11-1 after defeating Troy by the final score of 5-3. Potlatch, a run-rule victor over Genesee in league play, 12-1. Clearwater Valley now stands at 500 on the season after traveling to Lapwai and winning there 18-0. Major League Baseball, it took 11 innings yesterday, but the Mariners had a huge comeback on the road to defeat Cincinnati 11-7. Here's today's schedule. In baseball, Orofino, of course, has this first game of this doubleheader with Marsing in non-league play. The Grangeville Bulldogs are looking to bounce back from their first league loss of the season against the Maniacs this past Tuesday. Grangeville on the road. They face off against the Spartans of Priest River, and Kendrick is at Lapwai. Softball, the Orofino girls are traveling today as tomorrow. They're going to battle Idaho's top-tier teams. The top 6A classification, Centennial Patriots, is the first matchup for the Lady Maniacs. Then they'll follow that up with a game against another Idaho 6A classification team, the Meridian Warriors. The Grangeville girls, they face off with Priest River up north. Lapwai entertains Kendrick, and Lewis County is at home against Genesee. That schedules and scores a service of Riverside Physical Therapy. Don't go away. Our pregame will continue in just a moment as we take a closer look at Orofino's opponent today, the Marsing Huskies, as the Real Estaters pregame show continues in just one moment.
We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory.
Deciding what's for lunch or dinner today is as easy as picking up your phone and calling Orofino's top pizza house, the Pizza Factory. Get that delicious pizza pie delivered to your home or work address. Every day of the week, there's great pizza, breadsticks, and sub sandwiches just a call away. 476-5519. Takeout available too.
We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory.
Basketball or wrestling, baseball or softball, whatever the season, Watson's Market hopes you'll get out and see a game today and support our area kids. Hi, it's Kim from Watson's Market. For the small price of admission to the high school sports venues, you can watch some of the most successful athletes compete against the best our state has to offer. Come out and root on our incredible kids. Watson's Market hopes you'll support our community's best resource, our kids. From Watson's Market, get out there and see a game today.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Have you or a loved one received outstanding care from a nurse at Clearwater Valley Health or Orofino Health Clinic? Now's your chance to say thank you. The Daisy Foundation honors extraordinary nurses worldwide, and you can recognize a special nurse who's made a difference in your life. Share your story of expert care and compassion at cvh.org/recognize an employee. Let's celebrate the heart and dedication of our nursing team because their care changes lives every day. Brought to you by Clearwater Valley Health and Orofino Health Clinic because we care.
And we welcome you back. It is senior night here, and Aiden Olive is getting recognized as the lone senior for the Maniacs. He's the son of Nicole and Dave Olive. Aiden also plays basketball, and after high school, he plans to go to TVCC. That's Treasure Valley Community College in Ontario, Oregon, to continue his baseball career. After then, he plans to transfer to LCSC to play baseball there, as well as when his baseball career is over, he plans to attend law school to become a lawyer. Aiden's thankful for everyone who supported him along the way and helped him to be a better person. His favorite baseball memory is sharing the field with all of his friends, especially Drew Hanna. When asked what he was going to miss about being a Maniac, Aiden answered, "I'm going to miss all of my teachers and friends and always chatting with Mr. T about fishing and hunting." So Aiden Olive stands down at home plate with his parents and some very close friends and family, along with head skipper Scotty Tonnevold, as again Aiden being introduced to the crowd. So the Maniacs' opponent today, the Marsing Huskies, they're from the Western Idaho Conference. They have a record of 11-4. They're 6-1 in Western Idaho Conference play. They are 6-1 at home, while they're 5-3 on the road, which gives them a winning percentage of .733. Orofino scoring an average of 13-point runs per game. Marsing at 10.9. Marsing, however, is averaging more hits per game at 9.4, while the Maniacs generally come up with approximately 9.2. Both teams play pretty cleanly. Orofino has an error average of 1.4, Marsing at 2.2. So right now, Aiden is asked to pull out a ticket as they have a big drawing here. It's a fundraiser for the Maniacs. They were giving away 3 huge prizes. One of them was a scope from Night Force. Another, I think it was $400 cash, and the third prize was a mani pedi, and I'm not sure if there was a haircut or something along with that, but anyway, Aiden's asked to draw out the names for that right now. So we are just moments away from the start of today's game. Again, ladies and gentlemen, it's the last 2 regular season games of the season for Orofino, tonight against Marsing, and then tomorrow at 10. We encourage you to be able to come out. It'll be the last regular season home games of his career, Aiden Olive's. But there is a slight possibility, we still do not know yet though, there's a possibility that Orofino will play Grangeville here, and that is scheduled for April 23rd. So we'll find out more about that here very shortly. Teams are coming out to line up along the first and third base lines as we get ready for the national anthem. When we come back, it will be the continuation of the Real Estaters pregame show and our starting lineups right after this.
Looking to buy or sell a home in the beautiful Clearwater Valley? Trust the experts at Real Estaters on Michigan Avenue in Orofino. Our professional agents know the area inside and out, helping you find the perfect home or the right buyer. Speak with broker Keith Nichols today at 208-476-3134 or visit us online at buyorsellidaho.com. Whether it's a spacious country retreat or a cozy home in town, we're here to make your real estate dreams a reality. The Real Estaters, Orofino's trusted real estate professionals.
Today you have numerous options when selecting your IRA, and deciding which account is right for you is one of the most important decisions you will make for your financial future. Hi, this is Terry Bowling with Camas Financial Services. Give me a call to find out which IRA fits your financial needs or to update your current IRA savings strategy. You can reach me, Terry Bowling, at 476-7100 or stop by my office at 230 Johnson Avenue in Orofino to set up a free, no-obligation appointment today. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Hi, this is Terry Bowling with Camas Financial Services. I am available to help you select the right investment options when you are faced with early retirement, changing or losing a job, or any other lifestyle changes that warrant a review of your financial plan. You can reach me, Terry Bowling, at 476-7100 or stop by my office at 230 Johnson Avenue, Orofino, to set up a free, no-obligation appointment today. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
Looking for the perfect place to stay in Orofino? Welcome to Conkleville Motel on Michigan Avenue. You'll find spotless rooms, a complimentary breakfast, and ample parking for your boats or trailers. Take a relaxing soak in our steaming hot tub while enjoying views of the surrounding hills and Orofino Creek Canyon. For you fishermen, our indoor heated fish cleaning station is ready after reeling in your giant catch. Call 208-476-5584 or book online at ConklevilleMotel.com. Conkleville Motel, where comfort meets the great outdoors.
O-Town Mugs and Grubs, your home for Maniac Pride. O-Town Mugs and Grubs is your go-to spot for great food and game day excitement. Every Monday, wear your Maniac gear and score 20% off your meal. Catch the Maniacs on the big screen and bring the whole family. Everyone's welcome. Enjoy our fresh 25-item salad bar, a menu full of delicious favorites, including mouth-watering bone-in or boneless wings. Support your team, enjoy great food, and celebrate Maniac Pride at O-Town Mugs and Grubs.
We're back here at the ballpark as out on the mound, getting set to take his warm-up tosses. Today's starting pitcher for the Maniacs, Jager Tonnevold. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Marsing Huskies. They are coached by Mr. J.W. Chavez. They are 11-4. It'll be the coach's kid leading it off. That's Jace Chavez, defensively at shortstop. Hitting second is the second baseman, Tegan Kinney. He's hitting .500 on the season. Levi Puga is today's starting pitcher for the Huskies, hitting third. And then in the cleanup spot is Luke Steinmeier, the catcher. Dresden Wood hits fifth in the order. Defensively, he's the fastest guy on the field at center field. The Huskies will designate a hitter today. That'll be Nico Godma. He will hit sixth. Then it's Wyatt Barber, the third baseman. First baseman, Jeremiah Rodriguez. And then ninth in the order is Mason Conger. He will play defensively in right field. The DH Godma, he is hitting for Heston McIntyre. So again, it's Chavez, Kennedy, Puga, Steinmeier, Wood, Godma, Barber, Rodriguez, and Conger. And behind home plate, working with his gear, is Hunter Gamble. It looks as though he might be having a problem with his chest protector or something. Now he seems to have it squared up as he squats down behind the dish to take a warm-up toss again from Jager Tonnevold, getting the start today for the Maniacs. Over at first base for Orofino is Ethan Gilmore. And then getting the start over at second base for the Maniacs is Reese Mary. At third for Orofino is Quentin Naranjo. Blake Barlow is in the hot hole at short. Nick Bonner is in left. Aiden Olive in center, and Jake Runia in right field. There's the throw down to second base as we are ready to get this one underway. Again, a junior varsity game that was put in as far as we knew at the last moment, got underway at 4 o'clock. This game was supposed to start at 6, but the JV game went 2 hours, 35 minutes long, hence our late start here this evening. So Jace Chavez, the shortstop, hitting from the left side, steps in, takes one swing through the strike zone. He's ready. And here's the first pitch, low and inside, and we are underway as this game gets underway at 7:05. The right-hander, Jagger, kicks and fires the 1-0. That's taken outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Good Friday. Happy Easter weekend to all of you. I hope you have big plans. Maybe they entail coming out to a game. The 2-0 pitch is right down the heart of the plate, taken for a strike. 2-1. Lots of Easter egg hunts going on everywhere tomorrow. Here's the 2-1 delivery on the way to Chavez. Swung on, a hard hit shot to the second baseman. Up on it is Mary. The transfer is easily made, and there's one away.
At bat number 00.
I understand that Nez Perce, Craig Mott have Easter egg hunts. Pierce has Easter egg hunts. Orofino, of course, at the Orofino City Park, the VFW, that's at noon. And then just down the street from us at Clearwater Health and Rehabilitation, they have a 1 o'clock Easter egg hunt. All those are free. Kinney steps to the plate. He checks a swing on a fastball at the belt, strike 1. Yeah, so get out and get yourself some candy. Go hunt those Easter eggs. The 0-1 delivery now on the way. There's a slider taken for strike 2 to Teagan. 0-2 to the kid hitting 500 in the number 2 spot. Tall right-hander for the Huskies. The waist pitch swung on, a line drive, and it's hit over the outstretched glove of shortstop Barlow out into center field. So Kinney times up a curveball nicely, and he just puts it right over shortstop, and there is a 1-out single for the Huskies here in the top of the first inning. So now signs up that third baseline coming from Coach Chavez. And another big right-hander, Levi Puga, comes to the plate. And this guy spelled all kinds of trouble for the Maniacs last year when they faced him. Move over to first base. Back in on his hands is Kinney. But this kid just sprayed the ball all over the field for the Huskies. Another throw over to first base. No tag applied this time as Kinney barely with a 2-step lead off. You want to keep him close. Here's the pitch low. Here's the throw down to first base. It's just in foul ground, gloved nicely by Gilmer. Count runs to a ball and a strike. Number 1 at the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Aces wild on the scoreboard. The next pitch, there's a slider, taken strike, and there will be no throw down to second base as Hunter just could not get the ball out of his glove behind the dish. So that's a stolen base for Kinney. 2 strikes now on Puga standing at home plate. He's got a duck in scoring position. Working from the stretch, Jagger looking for the sign from his battery mate. He has it now and checks the runner as he comes set at the chin. Now delivers the 1-2 tight for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gosh, just a great crowd on hand today to watch this Marsing-Orofino matchup. Here's the 2-2. Curveball inside for ball 3. Levi just tucks his chin in and it sails over the bill of his batting helmet. 3-2. One that got away from Jagger just a skosh. Jagger comes to the 3-2 pitch, and it's just inside for ball 4. So Levi draws 1-out base on balls. So there are 2 base runners aboard now for the Huskies.
Steinmeier on deck number 10, Wood.
That's going to bring up the cleanup hitter, Luke Steinmeier. big, tall catcher defensively for the Huskies. Stepping off the back of the rubber is Tonnevold. Now he signals for Gamble to come out and have a talk with him. Again, they'll want to visit what they need to do with this big side of beef standing down there, as Steinmeier says to Coach, hey, Coach, come on down here. I need to talk to you. But our home plate umpire decides to step in between the two of them. So everybody has a bit of a conversation here. One gone in the top of the first inning, 2 out there for the Huskies. And Steinmeier at the plate as Tonnevold again continues to work from the stretch. Fastball, that's a strike on the outside black. Shadows stretched all the way across the infield. A little sunshine out in left field. Here's the 0-1, check swing. Did he go? No. A ball and a strike. The tall right-hander thought about pulling the trigger, a pitch that was about chest high, just above the letters. Curveball, high, 4-2. More signs coming from Chavez up that third base line. And now base runners will take their leads, not being held on, as Steinmeier ready and turning, but no throw by Tonnevold as he checks the runner at second. That's Kinney at second, Puga at first. And now the 2-1 swung on and hit foul out of play to the right. That'll even up our count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, thank you for tuning in to the Maniacs. It's the first of 2 games between these 2 clubs. They'll play the second game tomorrow at 10. The 2-2 to Steinmeier. Outside, it's blocked in the dirt. Throw down to third, and it ends up out into left field. Sliding into third base is Kinney. He'll not have an opportunity to try and come home, but everybody moves up, and that will be charged as a passed ball. It was catchable for Gamble behind home plate, but he let it come out of his glove and couldn't get to it in time, and the throw goes down to third late, but ends up in left field. So the count now 3-2. 2 runners in scoring position. Jaeger fires the pitch. Inside, a little nubber out to the second baseman. Mary's got it. The throw to first is not in time. Throw to third, and sliding back in at third is Puga, but Kinney scores on the slow roller off the bat of Steinmeier. He's going to pick up, he's going to leg out that single and pick up an RBI. It is 1-0 Marsing. Wow, a huge swing by Steinmeier, but it sounded like the way that ball came off the bat, it was absolutely dead. It took forever, it seemed like, to roll out to second base. Mary had it, but the throw was not in time. This is Wood, a lefty, standing at the plate. Jaeger moves over to first, and no tag applied as diving back in Steinmeier. Runners at the corners. 1 gone, 1 across here for the Huskies. Fastball, a strike, no throw down to second base. They want to keep that base runner over at third. Puga there. And so Steinmeier is now in scoring position at second as well. The pitch was taken for a strike to Dresden Wood. Big lefty with his left foot in on the batter's box. The right foot out as he studies the signs. Now he has it. Pinwheels the bat around one time, measures the middle of the plate. Cocks that bat over his shoulder. He'll load it up. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a bunt. It's laid down nicely, backhanded by Jaeger. The toss to first is good for the second out, but scoring is Puga from third base, and it is 2-0 now in favor of the Huskies. So give Wood a sacrifice as he grounds out 1-3 as he bounced the ball back halfway between home plate and the mound for the second out. On the play, Steinmeier goes from second to third. So coming down the line from third is Steinmeier. And here's the first pitch, a curveball taken inside, strike one to Nico Godma. He is the designated hitter, hitting for left fielder McIntyre. 0-1 to Nico. The right-hander ready, bounces that bat off his shoulder. Fastball above the hands. 1-1. The lights are on here at the ballpark as, again, shadows cast all the way across the field here as the sun begins to set to the west. Gorgeous day. Here comes the throw, and it is over the outstretched glove of Gamble, and scoring from third base is Steinmeier. Steinmeier steals home as he just got out of the eyesight of Jaeger. And as Jaeger began his warm-up, or his motion, Steinmeier just took off for home and scored. Jaeger just let loose of that ball. It sailed over the glove of Gamble, but regardless, Steinmeier would have been safe. He steals home. Wow. 3-0 in favor of Marsing. Godma steps back in. And the pitch, fastball low for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. So Nico will come back in. Nobody out on the sacks in the pitch on the way. That is just a touch low. That must have been ball 3, and so the count must be 3-2. One of those pitches must have been a strike. And here's the 3-2. That is inside, ball 4. So there's a 2-out walk given up as Godma will take his place down at first base. And so Wyatt Barber now will come to the plate.
At bat, number 3, Barber. On deck, number 44, Rodriguez.
So the big right-hander. There's some issues with the scoreboard here. You might be able to hear that at home. Or not. Here's Barber as Tonneval working from the stretch. Fastball peppered in there for a called strike. Right now, 3 runs across for the Huskies on 2 hits. And now the 0-1 pitch. That is taken just above the hands for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. From the stretch, Tonnevold looking for a sign. Now he has it. He'll come set, and the pitch is swung on. It's going to be hit high but foul out of play over the third base dugout for strike 2. 1-2. And Jaeger just continues. I mean, he doesn't move an inch as he works from the stretch. Now he'll come set. The pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled back by home plate. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Should he get on, Jeremiah Rodriguez is on deck. Mason Conger in the hole. But as it stands right now, Barber is the 7th hitter to come to the plate here in the top of the first inning for the Huskies. 1-2. And the pitch. Swinging third strike, and that'll do it for the Huskies. But they do bring across 3 runs on 2 hits. They leave 1 stranded. The Maniac half of the first. When we come back, don't go away.
Happy Easter, everyone, from your friends and neighbors at Watson's Market. Hi, this is Kim, and Saturday is the big day for the children of the Clearwater Valley when you come to the Orofino City Park and the annual VFW Easter egg hunt. Children in 3 different age categories can tote their Easter baskets to the ball field beginning at noon for tasty treats and special prize eggs to be discovered. Don't forget the camera to remember this timeless event for years to come. From Watson's Market Orofino, happy Easter.
You've decided that those aching muscles, sore joints, and overall ill feeling has finally got to stop. Make today the day you start by visiting Peak Physical Therapy on Michigan Avenue, Orofino. Ask about visiting with one of our many qualified physical therapists about your issues and get onto the path of well-being. The goal of PT is to determine the root cause of your symptoms and move you forward to what you love. Peak Physical Therapy. Visit today and get healthy tomorrow.
The Real Estaters, Peak Physical Therapy, and Best Built Builder Supply. Maniac backers here on KLER. Thanks for listening in. I'm Jeff Jones. In case you've just joined us, we are through the top of the first inning where Marsing scores 3 runs on 2 hits. Here's the lineup for the Maniacs. Blake Barlow, the shortstop, will lead it off. He's followed by today's starting pitcher, Jagger Tonnevold. The third baseman and hitting third is Quentin Naranjo. Aiden Olive is the center fielder hitting fourth. And then it's Ethan Gilmore, the first baseman, fifth in the order. He's followed by left fielder Nick Bonner. Then the bottom third of the order, Reese Mary, the second baseman, Jake Runia, the right fielder, and then Hunter Gamble, today's catcher. So for the Maniacs, Barlow, Tonnevold, Naranjo, Olive, Gilmore, Bonner, Mary, Runia, and Gamble. The Maniacs are coached by Scotty Tonnevold. They are 12-3. Levi Puga has finished his warm-up tosses. His battery mate, Luke Steinmeier. Jeremiah Rodriguez at first. Tegan Kinney at second. Wyatt Barber at third. Chase Jadaz at shortstop. Heston McIntyre in left. Dresden Wood in center. Mason Conger is in right. Barlow at the plate. The first pitch to him is a fastball taken away. 1 ball and no strikes. Again, happy Easter to you, happy Good Friday, and happy senior night to Aiden Olive being honored here for the Maniacs this evening. The 1-0 is down Main Street for a strike, 1-1. Levi Puga, again, as we said, the guy spelled all kinds of trouble for Orofino last year. There's a slider taken away. As a matter of fact, I would have to go back and look, but I'm sure Puga pitched in one of those 2 games that Orofino faced against Marsing last year on the field here at Orofino. The 2-1 is another fastball missing low for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike to Blake Barlow. Puga working from the windup. The right-hander kicks and fires. Next pitch is outside, ball 4. And so that's how the Maniacs are more than happy to do it. They will stand up there and watch pitch after pitch. If it's nowhere near what they feel they can attack, they're going to leave it alone. And so they'll draw a base on balls from leadoff hitter Blake Barlow. It's going to bring up Jagger Tonnevold. Hits from the left side, taps the outside half of the plate. Hands right down on the knob of that bat. Takes a fastball for a strike on the outside black, just tickling the outside. 0-1. Barlow held on by Rodriguez. Rodriguez extends that left glove. Here's the 0-1 on the way, and that is taken outside. And it looked as though Jagger was going to take a stab at it from a bunt. Just kind of poked it out there a little bit, left it alone. 1 ball, 1 strike. So the slightly built left-hander steps back in. Here's the pitch to him above the hands for ball 2. Barlow doesn't look as though he wants to go anywhere. He doesn't have anything more than just a safety lead away from first. 2 balls and a strike to Tonnevold at the plate. Here's the pitch from Puga. That again is high and away for ball 3. And it's difficult. I mean, as a pitcher, you've got to deal with all different sizes of hitters there. And it's not like Jagger is one of the tallest guys, but he's got a smaller strike zone and a move over to first base. And back in time is Barlow. 3 balls, 1 strike to Jagger. And here's Puga's pitch to him. And there is a called strike. You can see the glove of Steinmeier behind home plate, the left-hand glove. He raises the elbow and brings the thumb up, and it looks as though it's well off the dish. Another throw over to first. Back is Barlow. But it just looks like it's outside the zone, but when the ball comes into contact with the glove, it's just got enough of the black. The 3-2, swung on, hard hit ball to the second baseman, tossed to short for one. The relay to first, not in time. So Jagger will hit into a fielder's choice, and Blake goes down 4-6 for the first out. It looked like a textbook double play coming because that ball came off of Jagger's bat fast. It reached second base on one hop, but there's a lot of leg in Tonavold. He was able to reach first safety. So there's one gone. Here's Quentin Naranjo. Last time we saw him with Tonavold on the bags, he had a 2-run home run. Oh, this one is over his head, goes all the way to the warning track. So down to second base goes Jagger. That's a wild pitch. That gives the Maniacs another 90 feet. But Quentin put the 11th run up on the board when he touched home plate on Tuesday in the 2-run shot against Grangeville. 1 ball, no strikes. He'll foul the next pitch off. Boy, howdy, you can tell Quentin liked that pitch. As soon as he swung at it, you thought, man, that guy's going for the fences. Took the business end of that bat and kind of tapped himself on the helmet with him. But he's shaking his left hand. Not sure what that's all about. If the ball just came off the handle of that bat and just kind of puts a ring in there, swings through the next pitch for strike 2. That was a change-up to Quentin, and he swung underneath it. Tonavold away from second. Nothing going on out there as Puga comes to the plate. Pitch is swung on, fly ball center field. This is Wood. It's over his head. Oh, he made the catch. He made the catch. Tagging up at second and going to third. It'll be a sacrifice fly as Tonavold is able to get to third. But my gosh, you take a look at Dresden Wood and you thought, the way he's running, that's over his head. He stuck the glove up and he got himself an absolute prize. So Quentin Naranjo will get Jagger another 90 feet closer on the fly ball out. 2 away now. And here is the Maniac lone senior on the squad this year, Aiden Olive. Tall right-hander standing at the plate. And Levi kicks and fires the first pitch high for ball 1. Aiden's plans after graduation, he'll go to TVCC in Ontario, Oregon. That's exactly where my daughter went and played college softball. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, fouled over the top of the screen, 1-1. My wife and I would go down there. I mean, Ontario, I think, if I remember correctly, is about 5 hours, maybe 5 hours, 15 minutes. We'd get a hotel room every weekend that the Chuckers would be playing at home. So for 2 years, that's what we did. A lot of fun. The 1-1 inside. It nearly nails Aiden. Ball 2. TVCC, what a great sport complex they have for baseball and softball. All their sports down there. They sink a lot of money into that program. Here's the 2-1 to Aiden. Swung on, fly ball high in the air in the gap in right center field. It'll be the right fielder Conger who makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left out there. After an inning of play, it is 3-0 in favor of the Huskies. We will return right after this.
This Easter, hop on down to Renata's Cakery on Main Street, Orofino. Open till 2, Renata's cases are overflowing with mouth-watering homemade Easter treats. White and wheat rolls, rich cheesecakes, and adorable chocolate bunnies. Festive sugar cookies and colorful Rice Krispie treats, each one absolutely delicious. Renata's has the dreamy, creamy Easter goodies your family will love. Visit Renata's Cakery today. But hurry, these treats hop away fast.
Looking to buy or sell a home in the beautiful Clearwater Valley? The Real Estaters on Michigan Avenue, Orofino are here to help. Whether you dream of a spacious country home or a charming place in town, our expert agents are ready to guide you every step of the way. Call today for an instant, accurate home evaluation, and let's make your real estate goals a reality. The Real Estaters Orofino, your trusted partner in buying and selling homes, backing the Maniacs throughout the year.
Terry Bowling of Camas Financial Services, Riverside Physical Therapy say go Maniacs and win here on KLER Orofino. And thank you for those who have tuned in on YouTube, streaming there, KLER 1300 AM. I'm Jeff Jones. As again, our game was to get underway at 6 this evening, but an extended junior varsity game was played, and so we did not get underway for another hour and 5 minutes past our scheduled time. But thanks for staying tuned with us. For the Huskies, hitters 8, 9, and 1 scheduled up are Rodriguez, Conger, and Chavez. The throw down to second is completed, and Jagger back out on the hill as his battery mate Hunter Gamble squats down behind the dish. Rodriguez steps up, big right-hander, and the first pitch is a fastball taken strike one at the knees. Jagger working from the windup, and the 0-1, he comes back with another fastball, check swing. Yes, he did go, says our home plate umpire, strike two. Pitch ended up low, blocked nicely by Hunter behind the dish. Last time we saw Hunter, he was out in left field. Now he squats down behind the dish. Here's the waste pitch on the way by Tonnevold. Swung on a ground ball to the right side of second. Reese has it. He's got the throw and a nice stretch over there by first baseman Gilmer. And Gilmer picks up the out on a nice stretch. 4-3 put away, one gone. Sharply hit ball to the right of Reese at second base, and he comes up with a deep, and the throw is just a little up the line, but a nice stretch once again by Ethan Gilmore. Conger now at the plate. He's the 9 hitter for these Huskies. He'll look at a curveball taken strike one. Here's the 0-1 delivery now on the way. Fastball that's spotted just off of the plate for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Picturesque night here along the Clearwater River here at the ballpark at Orofino High for this matchup. Ball and a strike. Here's the next pitch on the way to Conger. There's a strike right at the knees. Conger wanted to take a hack at it. He watched it all the way into the glove. You can see his knees bend. He wanted to pull the trigger and he couldn't. Strike two. Jagger Tonnevold 1-2 pitch. Curveball called third strike. Sit down, Mr. Conger. Second strikeout now by starting pitcher Jagger Tonnevold. Got him looking at a curve, a sweet-looking curve. Just caught the inside corner. Second strikeout for starting pitcher Tonnevold. Now we go to the top of the order. This is Jace Chavez, the left-handed hitter. Bounced into a 4-3 put out to start this game. Pitch is swung on a line drive right back up the middle into center field. Holy Toledo. Jace Chavez got the exact pitch that he wanted. Nice stroke of the bat and just slams it right past Jagger. 1 aboard, 2 gone here in the Husky second. And that's going to bring up the kid who's hitting .500, Tegan Kinney. Singled, stole a base, went to third on a pass ball, and scored. Move over to first base, and just a B move by Jagger. Again, he just wants Chase to know that he hasn't forgotten that he's over there. He'll come to the plate with a curveball. Strike one. That was the same pitch that punched out Conger. Strike one. So now that Jagger has shown that, more than likely here's a move over to first base, slap tag applied, and Chavez back once again. Ethan with his glove on his knee. Runner going. Here's the throw to second. The tag's applied and safe at second base is Chavez. Oh, wow. That was an excellent throw by Hunter Gamble to Barlow at second. It looked like the glove was there in front of the hand, but Chavez is safe. The pitch was a ball to Kenny, so the count is a ball and a strike. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Swung on, it's going to be hit foul back here into the crowd. 1-2. Again, Orofino was able to get Rodriguez and Conger to sit down on 6 pitches before the single on the very first pitch to Chavez. Now Teagan has worked his way into a 1-2 count, and time is called as Hunter Gamble wants to head out onto the hill and visit with his battery mate today, starting pitcher Jager Tonneval. Again, tomorrow's game scheduled for a 10 o'clock matchup. We hope you'll tune in. We'll be on the air with a 9:40 pregame show here on 1300 KLER and streamed live on YouTube, KLER 1300 AM. Conference is over. Gamble squats down. Here is the 1-2 pitch inside, or outside rather, and in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Away from second base, Chavez, as he peeks over his left shoulder at Barlow, who moves in behind him. Another look back at second. Here's the 2-2, low for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Again, there are 2 gone, 1 aboard here. Jagger working with the 2-hitter for the Huskies. Singleton scored in his first at-bat in the first inning. Move over to second, and sliding in underneath the tag as both Mary and Barlow were there to converge on second base. Chavez just slides right between the two of them, safely back to the sack. 3-2 pitch and another turn, but no throw this time. You got to take a look at Jace Chavez. He's just kind of dancing out there like, go ahead, I dare. Throw the ball. Here's the 3-2 pitch on the way. Swinging strike 3, and Teagan Kenny slaps the bat as he heads back to the dugout. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left out there. The Huskies sit down here without adding to their 3-0 lead. The Maniacs are coming up right after this.
Orofino to Craigmont, Cottonwood to Elk River. Listeners everywhere are tuning in for Doc Talks. Stay tuned and take care of your health with Doc Talks, heard every Thursday at 12:20 in the afternoon and 5:20 in the evening on KLER AM and FM. Expert health advice you can trust. These dedicated providers bring you evidence-based insights on the latest health topics, keeping you and your family informed. Doc Talks, your go-to source for reliable medical information. Brought to you by Clearwater Valley Health and Orofino Health Clinic, because your health matters.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty, included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Family Eye Care, Clearwater Valley Health, and Orofino Health Clinic are proud Maniac backers. Hello, everyone. I'm Jeff Jones, and you're listening to the Maniacs on KLER. Happy Easter weekend to you. Happy Good Friday. And happy senior night to Aiden Olive for the Maniacs. Here we go, looking at batters 5, 6, and 7. Ethan Gilmore, Nick Bonner, Reese Mary for the Maniacs. Orofino in the statewide rankings, they are 22nd. Now that's all Idaho high school baseball teams. That doesn't matter if it's 6A or 1A. Orofino is 22nd out of the state. Marsing, their opponent here today, 31st. Ethan Gilmore stands at the plate, hitting from the right side, and back out on the hill, Puga, the right-hander, peppers a fastball, swung on, fly ball, left center field, and this one's going to get down and make its way all the way back to the warning track. Ethan will chug into second base. first pitch, and he gets exactly what he wants from Puga, and a big double as Ethan just hammers it out into space.
At bat number 3, Bonner.
Goes all the way to the wall at about 325 feet. Nick Bonner now will come to the plate for Orofino. And immediately Puga works from the stretch, comes with a fastball strike. 0-1. Bonner, the tall right-hander, waves that bat back and forth, swings through the next pitch. It's out of the glove of Steinmeier. No place for Gilmore to try and take off, though, from second. So the count is 0-2 to Nick. Bonner hammers the next pitch. It is hit sky high. Shortstop Jace Chavez, shallow left field, makes the catch for out number 1. That's the second time we've seen a Maniac get underneath that curveball. The first time it was Aiden Olive who hit it a mile high out into center field. This time it's a mile high off the bat of Bonner and just to the shortstop. Reese Mary, junior on this Maniac squad. Pitch on the way to him is going to be swung on and fouled back into the screen as Reese fights off a bit of a curve on the inside. 0-1. Working quickly, Puga deals the 0-1. That's above the hands. Here's the throw down to second, and sliding in safe at second base is Ethan Gilmore. What a throw by Steinmeier. I mean, that's a play that you've got all written up as Jace Chavez skips in behind the base runner and gets a fantastic throw from Steinmeier. 1-1 pitch is just outside the zone for ball 2, 2-1. But Ethan was nearly picked off at second base by a fine throw by catcher Steinmeier. The 2-1 to Mary. There's a curve taken for strike 2. Reese toes on the chalk at home plate. The 2-2 on the way to him. Fastball just a little low, framed by Steinmeier, but our home plate umpire says, no, that's low, young man. No matter what you do with your glove, I can see where it hit the front of the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way to Mary. Swung on, a hard shot to the third baseman. Boots it! And now you'll have to go back and pick it up just shy of the grass in left field. And so Reese will draw an error and is at first base.
At bat number 20.
Hard hit ball off of Mary's bat. Barber at left or in third base just couldn't handle it properly. So the Maniacs with 2 aboard with 1 gone. Jake Runia hitting in the 8 hole for Orofino now. Looking to try and get something done here. He's going to foul the first pitch back into the screen for strike 1. Hunter Gamble on deck. Starting to chill down now that the sun has gone over the mountains. People with coats, sweaters, jackets on. Here's the 0-1. Outside. Here's the throw down to third, and the tag is applied, and safe at third. And right now, Wyatt Barber cannot believe it. He cannot believe that he was safe. He says, here, the ball's right here in my glove. Holy Toledo. It looked as though Ethan was dead to rights. But right now, our fielding umpire has the call, and he says safe. So the count runs to a ball and a strike. Here's the pitch. It is low. What an absolute cannon by Luke Steinmeier. This young man is the real deal behind home plate. Runners at the corners for the Maniacs. 2 balls, 1 strike. Next pitch High and quickly up is Steinmeier. He holds both base runners in check. Ball 3. Jake looks over the signs being flashed by Scotty Tonnevold up that third baseline. Has it. Now his left foot is nearly on the front of the chalk. Here's a called third strike, or strike 2. Our home plate umpire looked as though he was ringing him up, but I thought that's only the second strike. 3-2. And the next pitch, low for ball 4. So Jake draws a base on balls. Nice job for the young man to know where the strike zone is at. So that loads up the sacks of Maniacs. Gilmore at third, Mary at second, Runia at first. Again, just one gone here in the frame. That's going to bring up the 9-hitter, today's starting catcher, my next door neighbor, Hunter Gamble. Hunter checks where he's at in the box. He's ready for the first pitch as Puga working from the windup. Now time is called, and there's something being addressed in the Marsing first base dugout. Maybe there was some chatter coming or something. Our home plate umpire felt he needed to address it. He does so, and he comes back. Hunter ready at the plate. Puga, the first pitch is outside, ball 1. Levi digs into the glove and begins his windup, the 1-0. Again, another pitch low and away for ball 2. Puga has the sign from Steinmeier and begins his windup, the 2-0 pitch. Outside, ball 3. Well, there's no place to put Hunter Gamble with the sacks loaded up with Maniacs. Here's the next pitch. Oh, a strike. Hunter was going to toss the bat. That looked like the same pitch. Maybe a more curve to it this time that just got enough of that outside black. So strike 1. 3 balls and a strike. Levi deals the next pitch. High and away, ball 4. So that's going to draw the first run of the evening for the Maniacs as Hunter Gamble picks up a base on balls and an RBI as Ethan Gilmore scores from third base. It is now 3-1 in favor of the Marsing Huskies. Time called now as Coach Chavez comes out onto the hill, and he's going to have a chat with Steinmeier and Puga out there. And we're going to have a courtesy runner now come out here for Hunter. We're going to see if we can get some numbers here for you, and we'll make sure that we can pass that along to you. Looks like Lane Turcotte will come out and run for catcher Hunter Gamble. Long conversation. Doesn't look as though anybody is interested in trying to break it up. There is nobody warming up in the bullpen. And now our home plate umpire says, okay, this has gone on long enough. I went upstairs, had a hot dog, and called my wife, said I'm going to be late. So Coach Chavez back to the first base dugout. Behind the dish, Steinmeier, he'll squat. And we're back to the top of the order. This is Blake Barlow. Sacks loaded up, one across for the Maniacs here in the bottom of the second inning of play. Fastball right at the belt, taking strike 1. 3-1 is our score now. Runners not being held on. First baseman Rodriguez on the grass. Pitch is swung on, and this one is going to be into the glove of the second baseman, and he dropped it. He dropped it. And so now here comes the throw to home, and it bounces away, and everybody's going to be safe. Oh, my gosh. What a play. You saw Turcotte thought that the ball was caught by the second baseman, and so he went back to first base, and Blake Barlow said, okay, I'm out, he started to go back. But as it ended up, he dropped the ball. Kinney, he throws to home plate. It's off the line on a bounce. A run scores, and now the officials are going to talk it over. I've already marked the score, but I think the question might be, everybody is safe, so says our home plate umpire. So Blake Barlow is going to reach, and we're going to give him a single, an RBI single, as Reese Mary scores from third base. And Runia is at second. Rooney, is at third. Turcotte at second. Tonnevold at the plate now. First offering is high and away for ball one. So Shadez came out to visit with Puga while the officiating staff were talking over the play. Fastball missing low and inside for ball two. Not an official charged visit, as the umpires said, okay, we need to figure out what's going on here. 2 balls, no strikes. Tonnevold, the left-handed hitter at the plate, swings at the pitch, and this one's going to be fouled away. 2-1. Three to 2, Orofino within a run. The tying run is at third base. That's Jake Runia. This pitch also fouled over the top of the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes off the bat of Jaeger. Jaeger hit into a fielder's choice in his first at-bat, was left stranded at third. The pitch on the way. High. Oh, that drops in there for a called strike. What a nice pitch by Levi Puga. My gosh. That is the second out. It is the first strikeout registered by starting pitcher Levi Puga. So there are 2 away now, and that will bring up Quentin Naranjo. Zach still juiced with Orofino Maniacs. Curveball stays high for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Quentin. Quentin flew out to center field in his first at-bat. Puga deals the next pitch, fastball high, ball 2. Naranjo measuring the plate, the outside, the inside, waves that bat back and forth over his shoulder. Swung on, fly ball, left field, moving back. McIntyre looks up, and he puts his glove up. Does he make the catch? Yes, he does. What a fantastic glove by Heston McIntyre. Quentin put a nice charge into it, just not enough to get everybody home. 2 runs come across to score here for the Maniacs on 2 hits, an error, and they leave the bags loaded up. It's 3-2 after 2 innings of play. We'll return after this.
We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory.
While we may choose to dine in a little more than in the past, it's nice to know when you just gotta have pizza, it's available from Orofino's Pizza Factory. Delicious pizza, baked spaghetti, and the best breadsticks. Order contact-free and we'll deliver to your door. Or when you drive up to ours, 307 Michigan Avenue in Orofino, it's the Pizza Factory.
We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory.
Looking for the perfect place to stay in Orofino? Welcome to Conkleville Motel on Michigan Avenue. You'll find spotless rooms, a complimentary breakfast, and ample parking for your boats or trailers. Take a relaxing soak in our steaming hot tub while enjoying views of the surrounding hills and Orofino Creek Canyon. For you fishermen, our indoor heated fish cleaning station is ready after reeling in your giant catch. Call 208-476-5584 or book online at ConklevilleMotel.com. Conkleville Motel, where comfort meets the great outdoors.
We encourage you to listen in for our post-game for the Pizza Factory Player of the Game honor. We'll award one Maniac with a personal pizza and a medium soft drink of his choice from our very good friends at the Pizza Factory. Here's the throw down to second base. We've got ourselves a one-run ball game here. Right now, the visitors on the scoreboard, the Marsing Huskies have a 3-2 advantage after 2 innings of play. And for the Huskies, it's hitters 3, 4, and 5, Puga, Steinmeier, and Wood. Levi Puga drew a base on balls and scored back in the first inning of play. He's at the plate, and the first pitch to him, swinging, strike one. Pitch had a lot of down to it. Levi swung over the top of it like he was trying to reach down and get just a piece of it. Tonnevold's 0-1 delivery. Curveball missing away. Again, this is senior night tonight, and the Maniacs honor their one and only senior, Aiden Olive, this evening. He's out there patrolling center field right now. The 1-1, swinging strike 2. What a cut by Levi Puga. What a pitch by Jager Tonnevold. Again, it's got a lot of down to it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the Tonnevold delivery on the way, just above the hands for ball 2. These two heavyweights in the state of Idaho. Tell you what, this is a fantastic ball game. Here's Jager's 2-2 pitch to Levi, just a little low for ball 3, 3-2. Jager, he had the sign and then he stepped off. Asks him to roll through him one more time. Hunter, again, there's a communication error right now between Gamble and Tonnevold, so they're going to have a quick conference out in front of the mound. Twice, Jager wasn't sure what sign he was getting from Hunter. It just looked as though he was a little frazzled as to what was going on between. Again, there it happens one more time. Jager puts his hands out like, I'm not sure what we're doing. And now, Levi Puga says, I'm tired of playing this waiting game. He steps back in. Here's the 3-2, called third strike, punched him out. Oh my goodness gracious, what a hook on the inside by Jager Tonnevold. Holy Toledo, what a pitch. That is the 4th strikeout now by Tonnevold. Luke Steinmeier now at the dish. You can bet you this young man's going to get his cuts in. Fastball, strike 1 on the outside.
Number 10, Wood.
0-1 to the big right-hander standing at home plate. The next offering. Oh, inside a little chin music. Steinmeier says, I didn't really particularly care for that. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's Jager's next pitch. Another curve, and it hit him. Oh my gosh. And Steinmeier just took his bat and tossed it over towards the on-deck circle where Wood was at, nearly hit Wood. He was a little cheesed, to say the least. Tonnevold comes on the inside with that curveball, and it just didn't have the bite that it needed, and it simply tagged the big right-hander Steinmeier. So he's at first base with 1 gone. That's going to bring up the left-handed hitter Dresden Wood. A move over to first base. Back in on his hands is Steinmeier. I guess you could probably, and another move over to first base, and the tag's applied, and safe at first is Steinmeier. He looked as though he was dead to rights, and a nice slap tag by Gilmore. Wood ready, he wants his first pitch, and here it comes, fastball. Here's the throw down to second, and the tag's applied, and out at second base is Steinmeier. Cut trying to swipe the bag, and he's tossed out by Gamble. 2-4 on the put out for the second out. Oh my gosh. Maniacs throwing a little leather around, and they finally get Steinmeier over into the dugout. Wood at the plate steps up. He'll foul the pitch off, and the count runs to a ball and a strike. What a nice arm by Hunter Gamble as he's able to gun down Steinmeier after he got on hit by pitch. 1-1. Jagger winds and delivers. High and away, ball 2. Working from the windup. Jagger gets the sign from Gamble, and now he'll step off the back of the rubber. Now he'll step back on. Wood ready, hitting from the left side, and now Jagger will wind and fire the 2-1 as high and away for ball 3. This one over the outstretched glove of Gamble behind home plate. So we have a new baseball out there for Jagger. Digs into the glove. Here's the 3-1 on the way to home plate. Swinging strike 2. Big cut by Dresden Wood at home plate. He thought he got the pitch that he wanted to drill, and he went over the top of it as it again came in just about knee high. Now the payoff pitch on the way. Just a touch low, ball 4. So Wood will draw a base on balls. Third walk given up by Jagger here in this baseball game. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Nico Godma. Nico Godma. He is hitting for today's left fielder, McIntyre. Tall right-hander. And Jagger again working from the stretch. Deals the first pitch, taken for a strike, pops out of the glove of Gamble momentarily. No damage done though, as Wood's just staying tight over at first base. Wood a very short lead, held on by Gilmore over at first. And the 0-1 slider that's just above the hands had the motion that Jagger wanted, but just the release point was a little early. It stayed up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tonnewold and the 1-1. Swung on and fouled back into the screen, 1-2. Again, Levi Puga started this out, went down looking at strike 3. Steinmeier reached when he was hit by a pitch, but then was gunned down trying to swipe second. 2 gone now. Wood is on over at first. The 1-2. Swinging third strike, and that's going to do it for the Huskies here in the top of the third. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left out there. 3-2 is our score. Huskies lead the Maniacs. We're back after this.
Spring into action with Simmons Sanitation and the 38th annual Orofino Community Cleanup. Proud to help sponsor this incredible event, bringing together volunteers, community groups, and neighbors to make Orofino shine on Saturday, April 26th. Join in as folks roll up their sleeves and clean streets, sidewalks, and empty lots, showing pride in Orofino and making a real difference. Every helping hand counts, and your efforts build a cleaner, stronger community. Brought to you by Simmons Sanitation, cleaning up 1 block at a time.
Happy Easter, everyone, from your friends and neighbors at Watson's Market. Hi, this is Kim, and Saturday is the big day for the children of the Clearwater Valley when you come to the Orofino City Park and the annual VFW Easter egg hunt. Children in 3 different age categories can tote their Easter baskets to the ball field beginning at noon for tasty treats and special prize eggs to be discovered. Don't forget the camera to remember this timeless event for years to come. From Watson's Market, Orofino, happy Easter.
P1 FCU, O-Town Mugs and Grubs, and Les Schwab Tire Center. Proud to help bring you Maniac Baseball here on KLER Orofino. Hello, everyone. Jeff Jones here at the ballpark at Orofino as we are now through 2.5 innings of play, and the Huskies on top of Orofino 3-2. But the Maniacs going to be bringing up some heavy hitters. Olive, Gilmore, and Bonner. We're looking at hitters 4, 5, and 6. As we go to the home half of the third. Again, these 2 teams will tangle once again tomorrow, 10 o'clock. We'll broadcast the game beginning with a 9:40 pregame show, And again, 10 o'clock will be our first pitch. It's the last regular season home game scheduled for the ballpark here at Orofino. And there's a possibility that Grangeville may come here to play Orofino in a game that we just couldn't get underway with rain. And we'll know more about that this next week. Aiden Olive will lead things off, the senior on this Maniac squad. Puga on the hill. Starts him out with a slider away, 1-0.
At bat number 35, Olive. On deck number 7, Gilmore.
Aiden steps back in. He's deep in the box. Here's the 1-0. Fastball, strike at the knees. Again, Levi has been spotting that fastball right at knee height to many of these Maniacs, and they've just left it alone, and he has been getting called strike after another. The 1-1 missing away for ball 2. Lady Maniacs, my gosh, they're on the road tonight. Tomorrow they've got a couple of very big games. They are taking on Centennial and Meridian, a couple of 6A squads out of the Boise Valley. The 2-1 outside for ball 3. The Orofino girls, they also will have their districts coming up here very shortly. They'll have a big battle with Grangeville Bulldogs again. Here's the 3-1 called strike on the outside. That slider by Puga catches the outside for strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Aiden. Aiden going to take his time outside the box, collect his thoughts, and now he'll step back in. Levi lines and fires the 3-2. High for ball 4. So Aiden will draw a base on balls. Still looking for his first hit as he flew out to the right fielder, Conger, in his first at-bat to end the first. Time called now, as it looks as though we're going to get a visit by Coach Shadez as he wants to make a pitching change. We are just in the bottom of the 3rd. And so we're going to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll come back to the ballpark here at Orofino High right after this.
Your do-it-best center on the Clearwater is Best Built Builder Supply. Hi, this is Harold. Springtime projects are made to go so much easier with the proper tools. When electrical power is an issue, choose the Milwaukee Fuel 18-volt brushless cordless miter saw, now sell priced at $399. And you'll always have a crisp, sharp cut with the 2-blade pack of Milwaukee 7 1/4-inch circular saw blades at $12.97. Your first choice and best choice is Best Built Builder Supply.
This Easter, hop on down to Renata's Cakery on Main Street, Orofino. Open till 2, Renata's cases are overflowing with mouth-watering homemade Easter treats. White and wheat rolls, rich cheesecakes, and adorable chocolate bunnies. Festive sugar cookies and colorful Rice Krispie treats, each one absolutely delicious. Renata's has the dreamy, creamy Easter goodies your family will love. Visit Renata's Cakery today. But hurry, these treats hop away fast.
Happy Easter, everyone, from your friends and neighbors at Watson's Market. Hi, this is Kim, and Saturday is the big day for the children of the Clearwater Valley when you come to the Orofino City Park and the annual VFW Easter egg hunt. Children in 3 different age categories can tote their Easter baskets to the ball field beginning at noon for tasty treats and special prize eggs to be discovered. Don't forget the camera to remember this timeless event for years to come. From Watson's Market, Orofino, happy Easter.
Watson's Grocery, Orofino, one of the very proud Maniac backers, along with the real estaters. They want to say thank you for listening in tonight and go Maniacs. Okay, pitching change here for you. As Heston McIntyre will come in from left field, and Levi Puga will just take over his spot there. So it's a straight change. And Levi Puga, the book is not completed on him yet. He has given up 2 runs on 2 hits so far, but the 1 base runner out at first base, Aiden Olive, that is yet his responsibility. Heston will work to Gilmore, Bonner, and Mary as he continues to take his warm-up tosses. Looks as though he's got another one, the left-hander. Taking his warm-ups, and he's got a pretty nice-looking fastball. He's got a little movement on his changeup. We saw him spot that in there during these warm-ups as well. A bit of a curve. And that is his 10th warm-up pitch, and so now that's going to bring Ethan Gilmore to the plate. Ethan sharply singled back in the second, stole third base, was nearly tagged out on a fantastic throw by Steinmeier at home plate. Nearly got picked off at second. Gilmore with the duck out there for the Maniacs, looking to tie this game up. Swung on a chopper to the shortstop. It's knocked down. He runs up on it. Here's the throw on a hop into the glove of first base. It is good, but Aiden Olive is able to make it safely to second base. Ethan Gilmore grounds out 6-3. Nearly an error on Jace Chavez, as they're going to go out and take a look at him. He took a sharp bounce of that ball. It must have gone underneath his glove and into his midsection, and he had to retreat and pick it up, and he is able to gun down Ethan Gilmore, but it does push Olive over into scoring position. So one away now for the Maniacs. Chavez looks to be fine out at shortstop. So now Bonner steps in, and the first pitch on the way to him is a fastball. That's got a lot of movement for a called strike. 0-1 to Nick. Nick wanting to tie this baseball game up. A sharp hit single into the outfield will do it. Ooh, trying to backdoor a curveball. Ball one. McIntyre, a lefty, he starts that ball way outside. I mean, we're talking way outside, and then it's like it doesn't even put the turn signal in, and it curves towards the plate. 1-1. Fastball low for ball two. 2 balls and a strike to Nick. McIntyre, the left-hander, plants that left foot in front of the rubber. He'll come set, chin high. The 2-1, high for ball 3. Bonner was one of those Maniacs that got way underneath Huga curveball and popped it a mile high, that the shortstop Chavez got underneath and made a catch. Low for ball 4. And so Nick Bonner is going to draw a base on balls. And that's going to put 2 Maniacs on. That's the first walk for McIntyre since he entered here in this frame.
At bat number 18, Mary. On deck number 22, Romeo.
So time called now for Steinmeier to go out and visit with McIntyre. Probably just trying to settle him down a little bit, as we've got ourselves a doozy of a baseball game here. 3-2, Marsing leading Orofino. We are in the bottom of the third with Orofino at the plate, 2 aboard and 1 gone here in the frame. Here's Reese Mary now. Long look by McIntyre over at first base. Pitch to Mary. That's a strike at the belt. 0-1. Rodriguez, the Huskies first baseman, again holding on Bonner as he stretches that glove out. Says, give me a shot, give me a shot. Throw over here. The 1-0 on the way. Outside. Oh my gosh, did he say foul? Oh, it was fouled? I cannot believe, oh my gosh, I cannot believe it, nor can Reese Mary. Reese squared to bunt. The curveball, which we saw earlier from McIntyre, that started way outside. That ball was way outside, and from here, and of course we're a ways away, but I did not see any contact whatsoever. 0-2 to Reese. There's that curve. That one stays a little high for a ball, 1-2. Reese was down there looking at our home plate umpire like, I'm sorry, sir, but I never touched that ball. He says, it was fouled, it was fouled. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Reese. McIntyre, set, chin high, comes to the plate. There's a called third strike, and Reese will have to sit down looking at a pitch he should have offered at, try to at least battle into a different pitch, and took a hack at it and get a piece of it. So there are 2 away. First strikeout by McIntyre since coming in here in the 3rd inning of play. Now Jake Runia going to be asked to try and get something done here for Orofino. Again, 2 base runners on. Fastball swung on and fouled back. Runners were going, so a hit and run was on the way. Jake just got a piece and underneath that maybe a curveball, maybe a little bit of a change, but he just couldn't find the center of the ball. Runners away from first and second. And the 0-1 on the way to Jake. There's that slider once again, that hook outside, so says the home plate umpire. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Or excuse me, my apologies. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jake looking to be the man right here. He wants to get something done here for the squad as McIntyre turns. No throw to second base, however. McIntyre addresses the rubber, left foot in front of it. Heel comes set, and the 1-2 swung on, one right back up the middle into center field. Rounding third, ball is bobbled out there by the center fielder. Here comes the throw all the way to home plate. Scoring from second base is Olive, and we are tied up at 3 apiece on the RBI single from Jake Runia. Jake found a pitch that he wanted, and he just laced it right straight back up the middle into center field, scoring Olive, and we are all knotted up at 3 apiece.
Number 9, Gamble.
Fantastic job for Runia hitting in that 8 hole, and now that's going to bring up today's starting catcher, Hunter Gamble. Base runners at first and second. At second is Bonner. Runia at first. 2 gone here. Hunter hands right down on the knob of that bat. Here's the throw to second, and it ends up out into center field. But having to dive back into the sack was Bonner, so he's not going to be able to get back up and try and foot it to third. McIntyre just pinwheeled around. He's a lefty, and he pinwheels all the way around his body, and he launches one rather to the shortstop, but well over his glove out into center field. Pitch to Gamble, gets away from Steinmeier, and so the wild pitch will move base runners up another 90 feet. Bonner is now at third, Runia at second. Count is 1-0. Things falling apart here for the Mustangs. McIntyre comes in relief of starting pitcher Levi Puga and has just had all kinds of issues. Here's the 1-0, fastball low and inside. Nice glove by Steinmeier behind the plate to reel in ball 2. Two balls, no strikes to the 9-hitter, Hunter Gamble. Set, McIntyre, he deals to the plate, swinging strike 1. Big cut by Hunter. Thought he could find the middle of that one and put it somewhere deep into left field. 2 balls and a strike. Quick check over his right shoulder. McIntyre spies the runner and comes to the plate. Fastball low and away for ball 3. 3-1. Should Hunter get on board, then we go to the top of the order where Barlow is in the on-deck circle. Outfield playing straight away. Shallow depth for the 9-hitter. Here's the 3-1 on the way. Swung on, flare out to center field. And this one's going to drop in for a base hit. Played on a hop by Wood. And 2 runs will score as the ball comes all the way into home plate. And an RBI single for Hunter Gamble as he scores. Bonner from third and Runia all the way from second. And Orofino has taken their first lead of the game, 5-3. Hunter Gamble will head back to that third base dugout as his courtesy runner Turcotte will come in for him and run over at first base. Nice piece of hitting by Gamble as he got what looked to be a curveball and he just sent it right back up the middle. Barlow at the plate now. And a move over to first base, and back standing up is Turcotte. He was only a step and a half away. Turcotte, again, just a short lead. Pitches way outside, off the glove of Steinmeier, and so down to second base. Oh, you know what? I believe the way that was played, that was a balk. So there is no pitch. A balk sends Turcotte from first to second. So no pitch. Now here is the first offering to Blake. Fastball, jackknifes out of the way of ball one. Coach Tonnevold over in that third base coach's box yelling instructions out to Turcotte at second what he wants him to do. The 1-0 now on the way to Blake. Fastball low and inside, ball two. Again, McIntyre came in relief of Puga here in this inning after Puga had given up a base on balls to Aiden Olive. And coach said, that's enough, we're going to go ahead and take you out. McIntyre came in from left field and things have not gone well. Here's the 2-0 outside, ball three. Well, that's only ball three. Blake Barlow down to first base. That shouldn't have been a walk, but I think they just lost on a balk. There is no pitch. But that's what it's going to be. Blake Barlow reaches on a walk.
Number 1, Tonnevold. On deck, number 34.
Here's Jager Tonnevold now. First offering to Jager, way outside. An outstanding glove by Steinmeier once again. As he's able to glove that to keep the base runners exactly where they need to be. Pinned at first and second. He has done a fantastic job behind the dish. A move over to center or second, and the ball goes out into center field, and there will be no throw to third, as this time the Maniacs are able to push Turcotte over from second to third on a move to the shortstop from McIntyre. And again, he's not really sure if he's trying to steer the ball up there. He didn't have as much on there this time as the last throw when he launched it out into center field. But runners are at the corners now. Barlow at first, Turcotte at third. Pitches swung through, a strike on Jager. 1 ball and 1 strike. So the left-hander out on the bump. Makes his way to set, and here's the 1-1. There's a called strike 2. 2 gone here in the frame. The Maniacs have plated 3 runs to take a 5-3 lead here in the bottom of the third. Jager wants more. You betcha he does, because he's going to have to go out on the mound and pitch to these guys here as soon as the frame is over with. Here's the next pitch. Oh, a called third strike on the outside, Black and at the knees. Jager goes down for the second consecutive time looking at a pitch he should have offered at. But the Maniacs are able to tally 3 runs on 1 hit, or excuse me, rather 2 hits, and they leave 2 out there. It's 5-3 Orofino. We will come back right after this.
Happy Easter, everyone, from your friends and neighbors at Watson's Market. Hi, this is Kim, and Saturday is the big day for the children of the Clearwater Valley when you come to the Orofino City Park and the annual VFW Easter egg hunt. Children in 3 different age categories can tote their Easter baskets to the ball field beginning at noon for tasty treats and special prize eggs to be discovered. Don't forget the camera to remember this timeless event for years to come. From Watson's Market Orofino, happy Easter.
You've decided that those aching muscles, sore joints, and overall ill feeling has finally got to stop. Make today the day you start by visiting Peak Physical Therapy on Michigan Avenue, Orofino. Ask about visiting with one of our many qualified physical therapists about your issues and get onto the path of well-being. The goal of PT is to determine the root cause of your symptoms and move you forward to what you love. Peak Physical Therapy. Visit today and get healthy tomorrow.
Thank you for listening into our game. It's brought to you in part by great friends, the Real Estaters, Peak Physical Therapy, and Best Built Builder Supply. We're through 3 innings of play, and the Maniacs lead the Marsing Huskies 5-3. For Marsing, we're looking at the bottom third of the order. They've all been to the plate once already. Barber, Rodriguez, and Conger. Of those 3, they are strikeout, ground out, strikeout. With Jager Tonneval back out on the hill, the right-hander visits with his corners, Naranjo and Gilmore, and they go back to their respective defensive positions, and he's back up on the hill. Barber will step in, the big right-handed hitter, waiting for the first pitch, and Jager winds and fires. Swinging strike 1. Marsing ran out to a 3-0 lead as they put a 3 spot in the top of the first, blanked Orofino in the bottom of the inning. Next pitch is a check swing fouled back into the screen for strike 2 on Barber. In the top of the second, the Maniacs were able to set Marsing down, and then they would put 2 runs in the box to find themselves down a run, 3-2. Then again, another nice defensive position. Orofino blanked Marsing in the top of the third. No runs, and then Orofino picked up 3 runs in the bottom of the frame. Next pitch misses. As a matter of fact, the only thing it hits is our home plate umpire as it gets underneath the glove and around Gamble, and it comes up into our home plate umpire and to his right thigh. He stretches it out, and he's okay, but right now Gamble is out there visiting with Tonnevold. And now it looks as though we're going to have a coaching staff come out and address our home plate umpire, make sure that he's okay. I think that's maybe Scotty Tonnevold. Everybody's got coats and hats. Everybody's bundled up because it's chilled down here in the Clearwater Valley. Hand deliver a baseball and wants to ask if he's okay, and he says, sure, I am. I'm tough. A ball and 2 strikes to Barber, and we're ready to resume play here. Jager with a long look in. He still has not moved. And now, finally, time is called by Barber. You wonder who's going to win this cat and mouse game. It's like, who blinks first? Finally, Barber said, I'm tired of this. I've been standing here for what seemed like 2 minutes now. Jager winds and fires the 1-2. Swung on, and 1 hopper back to Jager. He's got it. Makes the toss over to first, and Wyatt Barber goes down. The first out here in the 4th inning of play for the Marsing Huskies. There has been some gamesmanship, to say the least, in our game today. Jager Tonnevold with some long looks, and he's winning that game right now. Rodriguez steps up, takes the first pitch just above the hands for a ball, 1-0. It's fun to watch Jager because he's just so animated out there on the mound. He begins his windup. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be taken just a little low. Ball 2. Big right-hander ready at the plate, and the pitch on the way to him. Check swing high, so says the home plate umpire. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes to the first baseman, Jeremiah Rodriguez. Pitch on the way to the young man. That's right down Main Street for a called strike. Taken all the way. Mason Conger on deck. And then should either of these gentlemen get on, we go to the top of the order. Chavez is in the hole. The 3-1 swung on, strike 2. Oh my gosh. You know, Jeremiah did not want to swing at that. It was an inside curveball, and it handcuffed him. He had his hands all the way in, just trying to get a piece of that and put it up the third base line. Count is 3-2. And the pitch. Called third strike. Our home plate umpire yells out strike 3, and there are 2 gone here. That's the 5th strikeout for starting pitcher Jagger Tonnevold. He has struck out a batter in each and every frame here so far. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, now 1 here so far in the 4th inning of play. There are 2 gone for Marsing. Nobody out on the sacks. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Mason Conger. Mason went down swinging in his first at-bat. Pitches in there, strike 1. Jagger working from the windup, his right foot on the edge of the rubber on the right side as we look at it here. The 0-1 pitch is a little low for a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, this is the first of 2 games that these 2 teams will play. They will play again tomorrow morning. We hope you'll listen in. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and fouled at home plate is Conger's next pitch, 1-2 now. We'll be on the air with a 9:40 pregame tomorrow morning. 10 o'clock is the first pitch here on 13 KLER Orofino. The 1-2, that's in the dirt and away for ball 2 to Mason. Big plans for Easter? Good Friday, a lot of people going to church services this evening. Here's the 2-2 to Conger. Swinging third strike, and that'll do it for Marsing here in the 4th inning of play. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left out there. Orofino leads 5-3. We go now to the bottom of the 4th inning for the Maniacs. Narano, Olive, and Gilmore are scheduled up after this.
We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory.
It's back, fresher and hotter. The Pizza Factory reintroduces the all-you-can-eat buffet. Lunchtime in Orofino means all-you-can-eat pizza, breadsticks, sauce, and a delicious salad bar, packed with fresh greens, fruits, proteins, and dressings. The Pizza Factory all-you-can-eat buffet is Monday through Friday, 11 to 2. Make the all-you-can-eat buffet your next lunchtime stop.
We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Terry Bowling of Camus Financial Services and Riverside Physical Therapy. They say, go Maniacs and win here tonight. This contest with the Marsing Huskies from the Western Idaho Conference. Another 3A school, another baseball powerhouse, as they are ranked 31st in the state. They come into tonight's game 11-4. They are 6-1 in Western Idaho Conference League play. Their one loss to Cold Valley Christian. Cold Valley Christian is on top of the standings right now out of that Western Idaho Conference. Orofino going to bring up Quentin Naranjo to start things off here for the Maniacs. Quentin has flown out to center and left in the first and second innings, respectively.
Bottom of the 4th for Maniac number 34.
Quentin with a 2-run dinger to force an early closure of the game against Grangeville on Tuesday, 11-1, the final score. He was our player of the game. First pitch is in there, taken for a strike. McIntyre back out on the hill for the Huskies. 0-1. The left-hander working from the windup out on the hill and begins his motion. fires a pitch that's going to be hit sky high. Off the hill is McIntyre, and he will make the catch just to the left of the hill as we look at it, and Quentin Naranjo flies out for the first out here for the Maniacs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Again, our score 5-3, Orofino on top of the Marsing Huskies here at the ballpark at Orofino High. Aiden Olive, once again, he is our senior that was honored here earlier this evening on senior night here. He's still looking for his first hit. He'll take a pitch inside, 1-0 to Aiden. Aiden did reach on a base on balls and came around to score. But otherwise, he's looking to put the bat on the ball, get it into play, and get on base. The 1-0, a fastball, low and inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Aiden. Aiden turns the handle of the bat around. Now he'll step into the batter's box. And out on the hill, McIntyre. The left-hander, big kick with that right leg, fires a pitch that comes in low for ball 3. Aiden looking to go on and play college ball after he graduates this June here from Orofino High. The 3-0 on the way to Aiden. That is low for ball 4. So just like his last at-bat, Aiden alertly watching each and every pitch, and he draws a base on balls. That's the 3rd walk given up by McIntyre. So 1 aboard and 1 gone here in the Orofino half of the 4th inning of play. And time is called. That's J.W. Shadez, rather, who out of the first base dugout, he's going to head out onto the hill, and the entire infield comes in with him. And generally this might mean a pitching change, but it doesn't look as though he has asked for the ball yet. We'll just kind of keep an eye on it. Might be talking about if things continue to go south where everybody is going to move. Nope, looks like they're going to bring somebody in off the bench. And so, yes, we will have a pitching change. So don't go away, everybody. 5-3 is our score. Orofino leads it, and a pitching change for Marsing. We'll come back after this.
The morning paper arrives and you just can't extend your arms far enough to focus on the print. Does this seem like a typical day for you? Help is just an appointment away with Family Eye Care in Orofino and Kamiah. Dr. Rick Lundgren is the Valley's trusted optometrist when it comes to your eyesight. Family Eye Care's highly trained staff will make sure your family has the finest in air care and eyewear. Call for an appointment and let Dr. Rick Lundgren perform a complete eye examination with the latest technology available. Single lens, bifocal, or progressive eyeglasses. Accentuate your personal style with statement-making glasses, contact lenses, sunglasses, and designer frames. Family Eye Care on Michigan Avenue, Orofino, and on Highway 12 West in Kamiah is your stop for name brand frames, optics, and people who really care about your eyesight. Family Eye Care, where most insurance coverage is accepted along with major credit cards. We put your family first at Family Eye Care. Have you or a loved one received outstanding care from a nurse at Clearwater Valley Health or Orofino Health Clinic? Now's your chance to say thank you. The Daisy Foundation honors extraordinary nurses worldwide, and you can recognize a special nurse who's made a difference in your life. Share your story of expert care and compassion at cvh.org/recognize an employee. Let's celebrate the heart and dedication of our nursing team, because their care changes lives every day. Brought to you by Clearwater Valley Health and Orofino Health Clinic, because we care.
At Watson's Market in Orofino, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighbor. Hi, this is Mary. Shop with us for the best prices and the freshest, highest quality fruits, vegetables, and meats. Every purchase supports our commitment to this great community. We proudly donate to local food banks, sponsor Little League sports, and are active in community-wide events. Come on down to Watson's Market, where shopping local means giving back. See you soon.
We welcome you back once again. I'm Jeff Jones. We have a pitching change as Tegan Kinney will now come in to pitch. Ethan Gilmore at the plate. Here's the first pitch, and it gets away from Steinmeier. So from first to second goes Aiden Olive on the wild pitch. Goodness. So Tegan Kinney comes in from second base, and Godma, who was the designated hitter, has lost that designation now. He has gone out, and he will play at second base. Gilmore fights off a pitch that comes on the inside. Strike one. 1-1. So all of out at second base. One gone here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Tight ball game, 5-3. Godma fires the next pitch, and it's fouled back into the screen. A little behind it. Gilmore gets a pitch on the inside, a little behind it, and fouls it off to the right and into the screen. So the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ethan. Godma working from the stretch and checks the runner at second. Again with another look. Here's the slider, comes in high. Ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Thank you.
2-2. Pitches swung on and fouled again back into the screen. Good at bat here by Ethan. He's gotten a piece of everything that he's seen. Fouled it away, and again he'll continue to battle until he can find something that he knows he can put into a gap and bring around Orofino's next run. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch is swung on, and it gets away from Steinmeier all the way back to the warning track, and so down to first base goes Gilmore. Gilmore struck out, but then he goes to first on the wild pitch. It goes all the way back to the backstop. My gosh, that pitch was way, way high. Big swing by Ethan, never made contact with the ball, and it came all the way back to the screen. And so runners at the corners now, as Olive was able to go from second to third. 2 aboard. So the Maniacs are going to get 4 outs here in this frame. Bonner, first pitch to him, taken strike 1. Anytime you give a team another at-bat, things go bad. The 0-1 on the way to Nick. Swung on, launched out into left center field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. So Aiden will easily score from third base on the RBI single off of the bat of Nick Bonner, and the Maniacs have now doubled up on Marsing. It's 6-3. The great thing about that on-deck circle, Nick studied each and every pitch that Kinney was tossing up to Ethan Gilmore, and he found the first pitch to his liking, and he nailed it out into center field. Mary now with 2 aboard. Pitch is low. It gets away from Steinmeier down to third base and second base respectively are Gilmore and Bonner. And that is going to be charged as a passed ball on Luke Steinmeier. He's had very few miscues tonight. The kid is just superb behind the dish. Ball 1 to Reese. Working from the windup, Kinney deals. Fastball, strike on the inside, 1-1. Puga started things out, and then it was McIntyre. Now it is Kinney, the third pitcher for the Marsing Huskies. The 1-2, swung on and fouled back. A ball and 2 strikes. So Orofino has brought 1 run across. They have 2 out there without, on just 1 hit rather. The 1-2. Low and away, ball 2. Short trip up onto the hill by Tegan Kinney rather. As the right-hander works from the windup. Pitch is swung on, fly ball left field, moving back on it is Puga. Sets up, makes the catch, and then he dropped the ball. He dropped the ball. 1 run will score. Up on it is center fielder Wood. 2 runs will score, and the Maniacs have opened it up here as both Gilmore and Bonner score on the air by left fielder Levi Puga. Into second base goes Reese Mary.
At bat.
So Reese goes all the way into second, and the Maniacs have put a 3 spot up on the board. It is now 8-3. Jake Runia. And to move over to second base and sliding back in just underneath it is Mary. Ball comes out of the glove of the shortstop out there, Shadaz. Maniacs have been drawing a lot of throws out at second base by this club. There's a slider taken for a strike to Jake, 0-1. Jake has been on both of his at-bats, had an RBI single and scored back in the 3rd inning of play. The 0-1 to him, swings at a slider. That was a tough pitch to gauge how quickly and how far in it was. Jake took a cut at a pitch that was way off the dish. 0-2 now. Outside, ball 2. I believe it's 2-1. We'll see what our home plate umpire puts up his hands next time. Oh, inside, and it tagged him. Oh, my gosh. Jake Runia took a fastball inside. He tried to bail out, and it tapped him on the helmet. So Jake is on, hit by a pitch by Kinney. And so now time is called, and once again, Coach Shadaz has brought the entire infield together on the backside of the mound. Going to try and settle these boys down because things have just fallen apart. With one batter on in the second, Puga was retired, and Marsing brought in McIntyre. McIntyre gave up a couple of hits and a couple of runs. He was able to work through all 9 batters, and then they brought in Tegan Kinney, and he is not having any luck either. Right now, Tegan has allowed 2 runs to come across to score on a hit. Or check that, 3 runs on 1 hit and an error. So the conference is over, and Hunter Gamble will come to the plate with base runners on at first and second. At second is Mary Runia at first. Pitch on the way to Hunter, squares to bunt. Here's the throw down to second, and the tag's applied, and out at second base is the Maniacs' Mary. He is thrown out 2-6 as Hunter took a stab at a pitch that was low to try and bunt, and it was right into the glove of Steinmeier, and he just caught Mary sleeping, and he's thrown out for the first out. Pitch is in there, and it misses for a ball. There's 2 gone here in the frame. A move over to first base, sliding in, and just back in time is Jake. Jake Runia was almost caught leaning the wrong way away from first base. Fastball inside, missing for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. From the windup, once again, Kinney, after checking the runner over at first. Fastball inside, kind of hopping out of the way, Hunter Gamble. That's what you want to do here at Easter, hop. 3-1. And the next offering on the way to Gamble, strike 2. Gamble thought maybe that was going to be called a ball, was ready to toss the bat. Here's the 3-2. Outside, ball 4. So Hunter will draw a base on balls. That'll push Runia over to second. 2 gone here in the Maniac half of the 4th inning of play, and Orofino has worked their way back to the top of the order. Lane Turcotte will charge out of that third base dugout over to first, and that's where he'll take over running duties for today's catcher, Hunter Gamble.
At bat, number 11, Barlow, top of the order. On deck, number 1.
So here we go for Blake Barlow standing at the plate. Move over to second, and again the ball ends up out into center field. In a lot of games, every once in a while you'll see that there is a team that will live and die to try and catch the runner off the sack at second. We have seen a lot of throws by the pitching staff. Again, Puga and then McIntyre and now Kenny all making moves to second. The Maniacs have all gotten back in time, and it has afforded Orofino an extra 90 feet a couple of times in this game. Pitch to Barlow. Inside, but it's going to be taken for a called strike. Blake adjusts his batting helmet, steps back in. Kinney, the 0-1. High, and it's off of the glove of Steinmeier. He's able to knock it down and keep it in play, in front of him anyway. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kinney set belt high as he works from the stretch. That is a fastball taken on the outside for a called strike. 1-2. In the on-deck circle is Jagger Tonnevold. And you know this young man wants to come up. He wants to swing the bat. The 2-1 outside. Ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Maniacs away from first and second. Here's the 2-2 on the way. Swung on, little looper right into the glove of the second baseman, and that'll do it for Orofino. But they do pick up 3 runs here in the frame on 2 hits, an error, and they leave 1 out there, or excuse me, rather 2 out there. Orofino was up 8-3 on top of Marsing. We'll come back right after this.
When it comes to your health care, getting placed on a long waiting list to see a provider can be frustrating. That's why at Peak Physical Therapy, we recognize that when you're in pain, you want help now. At Peak Physical Therapy, there is no waiting. Priding ourselves on offering same-day, next-day appointments, you can rest assured you'll be seen within 24 hours. If you're in pain and need help, don't wait. Call Peak Physical Therapy. Call today, 476-9365.
This Easter, hop on down to Renata's Cakery on Main Street, Orofino. Open till 2, Renata's cases are overflowing with mouth-watering homemade Easter treats. White and wheat rolls, rich cheesecakes, and adorable chocolate bunnies. Festive sugar cookies and colorful Rice Krispie treats, each one absolutely delicious. Renata's has the dreamy, creamy Easter goodies your family will love. Visit Renata's Cakery today. But hurry, these treats hop away fast.
We're back here at the ballpark at Orofino. Thank you for listening in. The game that you're listening to is brought to you by our very good friends at Clearwater Valley Health, Orofino Health Clinic, and Family Eye Care. I'm Jeff Jones. As we look out onto the field, Jagger Tonnevold has gone back out onto the hill, taking his warm-up tosses with Hunter Gamble, and they're going to be looking at the top of the order here for the Marsing Huskies, Chavez, Kinney, and Puga. Of those 3, they have been on base 3 times in their 6 at-bats. They have registered 2 hits against starting pitcher Jagger Tonnevold.
Starting off top of the 5th for that.
So to give you a quick rundown of scoring, it's 8-3 Orofino, as Marsing has scored their 3 runs on 3 hits. Chavez from the left side, and Jagger Tonnevold up on the rubber, and now Chavez steps out. Again, this cat and mouse game that these 2 teams have been playing. Jagger winds and fires the first pitch fastball above the letters, ball 1. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Orofino has scored 8 runs in this ball game on 5 hits, 2 errors by this Marsing club. Here's the 1-0 pitch, swinging strike 1. Chavez chasing after a fastball, just about belt high, and swung over the top of it. 1-1. Tonnevold deals the next pitch inside, ball 2. Tonnevold has struck out 5. He has walked 3 and hit 1 batter. Stepping back in, the kid who wears 37 on his back, Shadez, pitches high for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. And Jaeger goes to work once again. Oh, yeah, right down the heart of the plate for a called strike. Jaeger said, I believe in my defense behind me. I'm going to give you this room service fastball, see if you can do anything with you. And Shadez left the bat on his shoulder. Jaeger going to work. Here's the payoff pitch. Curveball high and away, ball 4. Shadez draws a base on balls to start things off for the Marsing Huskies here in the 5th inning of play. 4th walk given up by the right-hander. And that's going to bring up Tegan Kinney. Tegan will study the signs up that third baseline from Coach Shadez. And the pitch in there to him is low for a ball, 1-0. Tegan has started out at second base. He is now the pitcher for the Marsing Huskies. Move over to first. Shadez is back. Maniacs with a couple of double plays against the Bulldogs, and they want to keep that in order here. Again, keeping that base runner tied close to first base. Another move over, and Shadez is back. Two balls and no strikes, and the offering instead is another move. No tag applied any of these moves over there. It's 2-0, but my book says 1-0, and that's what our home plate umpire says. 1 ball, no strikes. And now time called. And you just thought for a moment Shadez was looking for a balk. But Jaeger Tonnevold just moves. He is an absolute statue out there. Now he'll deal to the plate inside, and the ball is off of the glove of Gamble. So rounding second and taking a look is Kinney, or rather is Shadez. But he stole that base all the way on Jaeger Tonnevold. You knew it was only a matter of time before he was going to take off on Jaeger's motion. And the pitch missing high and away to Kinney. It's 2 balls and no strikes. And now the next pitch. Low, knocked down behind the dish by Gamble. 3-0. More signs coming in from J.W. Shadez, head coach of the Huskies, over in that third base coach's box. And the 3-0 pitch is just a touch high for ball 4. So second consecutive walk given up to start the frame here in the 5th inning of play. And that's going to bring out head coach Scotty Tonnevold as he wants to visit with his hurler, and he's asked for the ball. So we are going to have a pitching change. Don't go away. Our score 8-3 in favor of Orofino. We'll come back right after this. Well, we're back here once again as Blake Barlow will now take over the pitching duties for Jaeger Tonnevold. So it looks as though it's a straight change, and as Jaeger Tonnevold will go out to his position that he normally plays out at shortstop. So it's just a straight change. Again, as Blake takes his warm-up tosses, we'll remind you that the Maniacs and the Huskies will play one more time again tomorrow, as these two teams will tangle at 10 o'clock We'll be on the air with a 9:40 pregame, and we appreciate you listening in as our games are brought to you by great friends, including the Pizza Factory, where at the end of our game today, we will honor a Maniac player with a Pizza Factory Player of the Game. They'll be the recipient of a personal pizza and a medium soft drink of their choice from our very good friends at the Pizza Factory. So Blake finishing up with his warm-up tosses, and the first batter he's going to face is Levi Puga. So Tondevold works through 4 complete innings, can't get an out here to start the 5th, however, and he has 2 base runners out there that are yet his responsibility. Levi Puga went down looking in his last at-bat. Barlow works from the stretch, and no throw to second as Jace Chavez nearly stumbles trying to get back to the bag. Thought for a moment he was going to be caught off the bag. And Puga ready at the plate, and the first offering to him, taken just a touch low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to Levi. Levi today is 0 for 1. He did walk and score in the first inning. Struck out looking his last at-bat. And the next pitch misses low as well for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. 8-3 is our score. Orofino on top of the Marsing Huskies, and the Huskies trying to make a move to get back into this ball game. 2 aboard here in the top of the 5th inning with nobody gone. Barlow deals to the plate. There's a strike on the outside black. 2 balls and 1 strike. And now time call momentarily as Jagger Tonnevold is going to go from shortstop to the hill and talk with Blake about how he thinks he should work with this guy here. And so whatever they discuss, I'm sure it's going to have Levi thinking, what is this guy going to throw me? What does he know about me? 2 balls, 1 strike. Barlow working from the stretch, right foot in front of the rubber. Set and a move over to second, no throw. Again, maybe they were just saying, hey, you know, maybe we got a shot here at this kid over at second. Just looking back. 2 balls and a strike. Barlow comes to the plate. Pitch is swung on, and this one's going to be hit foul up the right field line for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Signs coming in from Chavez up in that third base coach's box for his hitter. That's Levi Puga standing at the plate. Barlow deals the 2-2 pitch. It's outside, blocked nicely behind the dish by Gamble for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Chavez stands at second. Kinney is at first. Both those base runners there via the walk by starting pitcher Tonnevold. Pitch is swung on, a ground ball into the hole, out into right field, rounding third, coming home to score Chavez. Here comes the throw, it's cut off, and there is nobody to chase the base runner back to first as it comes into Ethan Gilmore. And so Marsing will pick up a run on an RBI single from Levi Puga. On the play, Kinney goes from first to third. It is now 8-4. The throw from Jake Runia came into the first baseman, Gilmore, in the infield grass, but he nearly had Puga in a foot race back to the bag, but Puga got there in time. Now that's going to bring up the big kid wearing 20 on his back, Luke Steinmeier. Working from the stretch, Barlow deals to Luke. Pitch is going to be taken. Here's the throw down to third. And back in time over at third is Kinney, and Puga goes from first to second. Nice deke by Hunter as they thought they could get Kinney leaning towards home. 1 ball and no strikes to Luke Steinmeier. 2 in scoring position now for the Marsing Huskies. They have not scored in the last 3 innings until now. Low, it gets through the wickets, a gamble, and scoring from third base is Kinney, and going from second to third is Puga. So it is now 8-5. That'll be scored as a passed ball, as it was in front of Gamble. It just somehow got underneath his glove and between his legs and all the way back to the backstop. 2 balls, no strikes to Steinmeier. The pitch swung on and fouled back. Steinmeier extends those arms out there, trying to get a piece of a curveball that just tails away from him. 2-1. Barlow will continue to work from the stretch. He'll straighten up, set just above the letters. Low for ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. In the on-deck circle is Dresden Wood. Nobody gone here for the Huskies in the top of the 5th inning of play. No throw down to third, but taking the walk is Luke Steinmeier on ball 4. First walk given up since Blake came in. This now facing his second batter. A very cold night here, as the sun went down eons ago, and so everybody's starting to get a little stoved up here. Puga is at third. Steinmeier is at first. He will run himself. Wood is at the plate now. A deke throw over to third and a look back to first. 8-5, as Marsing has put a 2 spot up here in the top of the inning. Pitch is taken for a strike. Throw is cut off. Here comes the throw to the plate. The tag is applied, and out at home is Levi Puga. Way to go, Hunter Gamble, as he hits the cutoff. Tonnevold fires right back to home, and Levi Puga is gunned down. 2-6-2. That's the first out. On the Plains, Steinmeier does advance from first to second. The pitch was taken for a strike to Wood. Now our home plate umpire kind of holds things up for a moment. Now he says we're ready to play. Here's the pitch. Slider outside. 1-1. What a nice defensive play. Maniacs throw the leather around, and they get Levi Puga trying to score from third base. 1-1. And now conversations happening between J.D. Shadez and our fielding umpire. Everybody wants to have a little something to talk about in this game. The 1-1 swung on, hit over to the second baseman. Mary is up on it, makes the toss. It is good for the second out. And so on the play, though, Steinmeier goes from second to third. There are 2 away now for the Marsing Huskies. Again, we're in the top of the 5th, and Marsing has scored 2 runs here in the frame to claw their way back into this one. They're down by 3, 8-5. Orofino looking to hold on here. Nico Godman now. He was the DH. Now he has come into play second base. Continuing to work from the stretch, Barlow deals the first pitch, low, ball 1. More signs coming in from Shadez up that third base coach's line. And, of course, none of them mean very much without that actuator. Steinmeier is at third. He makes his way down the line. There's a strike taken for strike 1. 1-1. How's Nico done today? He reached on a base on balls in the first, was left stranded, and he went down swinging in the third. Barlow from the stretch, the 1-1. Curveball high, ball 2. And as the chill grips us all, the air is those nice spring nights you just dream about. Here's the 2-1 inside, ball 3. Everybody moving just a tad bit slower here. I hope everybody's plants are either indoors tonight. We're not supposed to freeze. Here's the pitch, strike 2. Nico thought it was ball 4, and he was on his way up the first baseline, and the home plate umpire called him back. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Blake would like to end this right here. Barlow's pitch. Swinging third strike, and that will end it as Blake gets Nico to chase after a high fastball to end the frame. But the Huskies score 2 runs here in the frame to get within striking distance. It is 8-5. Orofino leads it. We'll come back right after this.
We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory.
Deciding what's for lunch or dinner today is as easy as picking up your phone and calling Orofino's top pizza house, the Pizza Factory. Get that delicious pizza pie delivered to your home or work address. Every day of the week, there's great pizza, breadsticks, and sub sandwiches just a call away. 476-5519. Takeout available too.
We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory.
Spring into action with Simmons Sanitation and the 38th annual Orofino Community Cleanup. Proud to help sponsor this incredible event, bringing together volunteers, community groups, and neighbors to make Orofino shine. On Saturday, April 26th, join in as folks roll up their sleeves and clean streets, sidewalks, and empty lots, showing pride in Orofino and making a real difference. Every helping hand counts, and your efforts build a cleaner, stronger community. Brought to you by Simmons Sanitation, cleaning up 1 block at a time.
We're back here. Thank you for listening in as our game is brought to you by Les Schwab Tire Center, P1FCU, and O-Town Mugs and Grubs. I'm Jeff Jones. Thank you for listening in as we've got ourselves a dandy baseball game here right now. The Orofino Maniacs on top of the Marsing Huskies by a score of 8-5. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and for Orofino scheduled up are Tonneval, Naranjo, and Olive. Generally, these guys are good for tons and tons of hits. Right now, they have registered 2 runs, and that's by Aiden Olive. And we have to double check. Yep, we still have Tegan Kinney out there on the hill, as they're always allowed 10 warm-up tosses, and he just takes a lot of time with his warm-up tosses. There's the throw down to second base. So this is the first time that Maniacs, Tonneval, Naranjo, and Olive will have a look at Tegan. He's the 3rd pitcher to come in today. Of course, we started with Levi Puga, and then we went to McIntyre, and now it's once again Kinney. Tonneval hitting from the left side. First pitch, a fastball taken for a called strike, 0-1. Jaeger not having the best day at the plate today. He's still looking for his first hit. He hit into a fielder's choice in the first. Went down looking in his next 2 at-bats. Fastball brushes him off the plate. Ball 1.
Number 1, Stonewall. On deck, number 34, Naranjo.
Working from the windup, Kinney deals the 1-1. Low and inside, dug out by Steinmeier for ball 2. And the offering on the way, swung on, and this one is going to be hit high and down the left field line, foul. Just a long strike off of the bat of Jaeger. Jaeger hitting .400 here on the season. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The offering on the way to him. Swinging strike 3, And there's the first out for the Maniacs here in the 5th inning of play. So they'll start the ball around the horn, and coming up to the plate for the Maniacs, Quentin Naranjo. Quentin hitting in the 3 spot today. He has flown out in all 3 of his at-bats. Poked the ball high in the air. Just can't get it to come down into the grass. Fastball swung on, a little chopper foul up the third baseline, strike 1. I talked to Quentin's brother, Silas Naranjo, yesterday. And he was at the ballpark on Tuesday watching his kid brother play. Here's the 0-1 on the way to Q. Swung on, and this one's a fly ball deep center field going back, stopping Wood, and he'll make the catch, and there is out number 2. But Silas said he watched, and then he left the ballpark, and he was listening to the broadcast here on 1300 KLER, and he heard his brother's 2-run shot in the 6th inning of play to beat Grangeville. He was very happy for his brother. They had a little bet going, as a matter of fact. He said he paid it up right away. Now here's Aiden Olive hitting in the cleanup spot for Orofino. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Maniacs up 8-5. Fastball missing low and away. Again, Aiden is our lone senior on this Maniac squad this year. Here's the 1-0 on the way to him. There's a strike taken just on the about belt high, just off the dish, 1-1. Aiden has walked and scored twice. He's flown out. Aiden will foul this one off the dish. 1-2. Aiden taking his time. Now he'll address the plate. Rest that bat on his right shoulder. Now he'll load up. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, fly ball, foul out of play to the right. The count will remain a ball and 2 strikes. Should he get on, Ethan Gilmore is in the on-deck circle. Kenny, working from the windup, kicks that left leg and comes with a fastball low for ball 2. Tegan can get that pitch up there in an awful hurry. There's no doubt about it. Just trying to spot that fastball and get a called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. The pitch on the way to Aiden, outside, ball 3. Aiden, the big right-hander for the Maniacs, ready at the plate, and the pitch. Swung on, and this one's going to be looped over the glove of the shortstop and out into left field. So there's a 2-out single for the senior on senior night. So the Maniac gets a hit tonight here on his senior night and wants to try and get a 2-out rally going here. His club ahead 8-5, but he wants those bats to get rattling. And that's going to bring up Ethan Gilmore. Ethan has worked against all 3 pitchers. He is one of the very few on this Maniac squad who has dealt with all 3 Huskies. Fastball low, ball 1. Ethan's first at-bat was against Puga when he singled and scored back in the 2nd inning of play. Fastball low, ball 2. Then when Ethan came up in the 3rd, they changed pitchers out, and they brought McIntyre in. Then in the 4th, they brought in Kenny for him. So he has seen all 3 pitchers now. Ethan ready at the plate. Inside, and it's off of the glove of Steinmeier, so down to second base goes Aiden Olive. That nearly took off the helmet of Ethan Gilmore as he was able to get out of the way of ball 3. Nearly tagged him, however. Ethan looking to bring home a run. Aiden Olive in scoring position out at second. Low, and it gets away from Steinmeier. Aiden going to third. Here's the throw, and it is not in time. Aiden Olive swipes third base. And on the play, Ethan draws a base on balls, goes down to first. So the Maniacs, again, just doing their best to manufacture a run here and put up another one against Marsing. They find themselves up by 3, but they do not feel comfortable with just 3 runs on this club. Here's Nick Bonner. Nick will take the first pitch low, ball 1, momentarily out of the glove of Steinmeier. And you can see Aiden Olive chomping at the bit. If anything gets to the warning track, you know that Aiden's going to be trying to score. Time called as J.W. Shadez out of the first base dugout, and he's going to draw the infield together. Let's see if they elect to go with a pitching change here or not. Right now, it looks as though it's just going to be the 3 men, Steinmeier, Kinney, and Coach Shadez out on the hill. He knows this game is just much, much too close for them to give up possibly a hit or another base runner. Again, Marsing clawing back with 2 runs in the top of this frame to go from an 8-3 advantage to an 8-5 or 8-3 disadvantage to an 8-5 disadvantage. He knows he can keep his club in it if he can just get Tegan Kinney to settle down. So the conference is over, but on his way back to the dugout, Shadez says, I want to have a quick visit with you, Mr. Home Plate Umpire. They'll discuss something, and whatever it is done, and we're ready to get back to play. Bonner at the plate, runners at the corners, 1 ball and no strikes to Nick. Pitch on the way. Nick is going to put this one over into the crowd in front of us for strike 1. Bonner in his last at-bat, an RBI single. Should he get on Reese Mary in the on-deck circle. The 1-1 is a curveball missing outside for ball 2. At third base is Olive. Gilmore is at first. There are 2 gone here in the bottom of the 5th inning of play. Here's the 3-1 inside, brushes Bonner away from the plate. 3-1. As we have gone into the later hours of this game, we are now 2 hours and just under 2 hours, 20 minutes into this game now. Here's the 3-1. Outside, ball 4. So that's going to load up the sacks with Maniacs. Olive at third, Gilmore down to second, and Bonner now at first. And so that will bring up Reese Mary. Reese reached on an error and scored in the 2nd inning. Went down looking in the 3rd, and then reached on an error in the 4th. Reese waves through a high fastball, swinging strike 1. Big cut by the young man, the right-hander here for the Maniacs. Here's the next pitch on the way to him. Inside, oh boy, did it get him? Yeah, it did. So Reese is going to bring home a run as first he's brushed off by the inside fastball. The second inside fastball got a piece of his left shoulder, and that's going to bring home another run for the Maniacs. They're now up 9-5.
On deck number 9, Gamble.
Again, it just looked like Tegan Kinney was going to be happy to pepper up fastballs, but his release point too early against the right-hander. Runia, inside fastball, ball 1. So again, the sacks remain juiced for Orofino as Olive was able to score on the hit batsman. High ball is just out of the glove of Steinmeier for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Jake Runia. And again, this is all coming with 2 out here in the frame. 2-0 pitch. That's right down the heart of the dish for a called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Jake. From the windup, Kenny deals. High for ball 3. Again, there's no place to put Jake with Gilmore at third, Bonner at second, Mary at first. 3 balls and a strike. The pitch is on the way. High, ball 4. And so that walks home yet another run. And on the walk, Jake is going to pick up an RBI as he is able to score Gilmore from third base, and it is now 10-5. Things quickly falling apart here for the pitching staff as Bonner now makes his way to third. Here's the second visit as Coach Shadez crosses the chalk line, and so that means we are going to have a pitching change. We encourage you to stay with us. Don't go away, folks. We'll return right after this.
Your do-it-best center on the Clearwater is Best Built Builder Supply. Hi, this is Harold. Springtime projects are made to go so much easier with the proper tools. When electrical power is an issue, choose the Milwaukee Fuel 18-volt brushless cordless miter saw, now sell priced at $399. And you'll always have a crisp, sharp cut with the 2-blade pack of Milwaukee 7 1/4-inch circular saw blades at $12.97. Your first choice and best choice is Best Built Builder Supply.
This Easter, hop on down to Renata's Cakery on Main Street, Orofino. Open till 2, Renata's cases are overflowing with mouth-watering homemade Easter treats. White and wheat rolls, rich cheesecakes, and adorable chocolate bunnies. Festive sugar cookies and colorful Rice Krispie treats, each one absolutely delicious. Renata's has the dreamy, creamy Easter goodies your family will love. Visit Renata's Cakery today. But hurry, these treats hop away fast.
Looking for the perfect place to stay in Orofino? Welcome to Conkleville Motel on Michigan Avenue. You'll find spotless rooms, a complimentary breakfast, and ample parking for your boats or trailers. Take a relaxing soak in our steaming hot tub while enjoying views of the surrounding hills and Orofino Creek Canyon. For you fishermen, our indoor heated fish cleaning station is ready after reeling in your giant catch. Call 208-476-5584 or book online at ConklevilleMotel.com. Conkleville Motel, where comfort meets the great outdoors.
Watson's Grocery Orofino, along with P1 FCU and O-Town Mugs and Grubs. Happy to help bring you Maniac Baseball here on KLER Orofino. And thank you for listening in, streamed live on YouTube channel KLER 1300 AM. A pitching change for the Huskies as Jeremiah Rodriguez will now come in from first base, and he will take over for Tegan Kinney. Tegan started out okay. He was able to get a strikeout from Jagger Tonnevold and Quentin Naranjo to fly out to deep center field before he gives up a 2-out single to Aiden Olive. Ethan Gilmore walks, Nick Bonner walks, and then Reese Mary was hit by a pitch. And then Jake Runia had an RBI when he walked. So here we go. This is Gamble at the plate. And the pitch is going to be swung on. A ground ball underneath the glove of the first baseman out into right field. 1 runner will score. Here comes the throw to home plate, and it's not in time. 2-run score, and the Maniacs pick up their 12th run of the game on a hot ball off the bat of Hunter Gamble. That is his second 2 RBI performance as he comes up with a huge RBI single to get the Maniacs back comfortably up by a score now of 12-5. He scores Bonner and Mary. Now we're back to the top of the order with Rooney at second, Turcotte, the base runner, out at first, and Orofino has batted around. Here is Blake Barlow. Blake's going to hit this one high, foul out of play, off to the right, strike 1. Wow. Hunter Gamble, 2 RBI performance hitting in that 9 spot. That's exactly what you want from your 9 guy. More than likely, there are going to be base runners on before you. Here's the 0-1. A curve taken low for a ball, 1-1. Hunter had an RBI when he walked. back in the second and scored a run when the bags were juiced. And then a pitch is going to be swung on. It's going to be hit behind first base, going back, looking, and the ball is caught by the new first baseman out there to end the inning. But the Maniacs are able to plate 4 runs here in the 5th and go up 12-5 over Marsing. Don't go away. It's the top of the 6th when we return right after this.
Spring into action with Simmons Sanitation and the 38th annual Orofino Community Cleanup. Proud to help sponsor this incredible event, bringing together volunteers, community groups, and neighbors to make Orofino shine on Saturday, April 26th. Join in as folks roll up their sleeves and clean streets, sidewalks, and empty lots, showing pride in Orofino and making a real difference. Every helping hand counts, and your efforts build a cleaner, stronger community. Brought to you by Simmons Sanitation, cleaning up 1 block at a time.
Happy Easter, everyone, from your friends and neighbors at Watson's Market. Hi, this is Kim, and Saturday is the big day for the children of the Clearwater Valley when you come to the Orofino City Park and the annual VFW Easter egg hunt. Children in 3 different age categories can tote their Easter baskets to the ball field beginning at noon for tasty treats and special prize eggs to be discovered. Don't forget the camera to remember this timeless event for years to come. From Watson's Market, Orofino, happy Easter.
Well, we are through 5 complete innings of play, and right now the Orofino Maniacs lead the Marsing Huskies by a score of 12-5. We are 2.5 hours into this ball game, and the temperature has chilled considerably. The air off of the Clearwater River, you can just feel it laying on your skin, and it's difficult to shake off the cold. Like the junior varsity game that was played prior to this game, it went 2.5 hours, but this one here 2.5 hours, and we are only through 5 innings. Wyatt Barber, Jeremiah Rodriguez, Mason Conger, they are the bottom third of the order and are scheduled up here as Conger, without a hit today, he will step in against Blake Barlow, the right-hander. Starts him out with a fastball, taking strike 1. Barlow came in last frame in relief of Tonnevold. Pitch is going to be swung on, popped up high on the infield grass, and it'll be Barlow off of the mound to make the catch for the first out. The book is closed on Tonnevold as he has given up the 5 runs that are up on the board. And he did so on just 3 hits.
Number 44, Rodriguez.
Jeremiah Rodriguez now. High and away, ball 1. Hunter Gamble, that pitch was pretty well outside, and he drug it in as far inside as he could. And a fastball missing away for ball 2. And again, Hunter does just a very nice job. Orofino has always had great catchers. 2 balls and no strikes. Always learning how to frame. There's a strike at the belt. 2 balls, 1 strike to Jeremiah. Rodriguez 0 for 2 on the day. 2-1. There's a called strike on the inside black. So Jeremiah is the new pitcher for the Mustangs, and he wants to try and get something going, some run support when he goes back out on the hill and has to deal with this Maniac lineup. The 2-2 is fouled back into the screen as Jeremiah just fights off a pitch on the outside. Count will remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Barlow winds and fires. Pitch is swung on, a little bleeder over to the shortstop. Tonnevold is up on it. He makes an absolute strike of a throw across the diamond, and there are 2 away now. That will bring up the 9-hitter for the Marsing Huskies. This is Mason Conger. Oh, looks like we have a pinch hitter coming in. Is that 1-2? It is. So hitting, this is Marcus Gonzalez. So Marcus coming in here in the 5th inning. And the pitch is taken strike one. Gonzalez, a right-handed hitter, picks that bat up off of his shoulder. And a fastball missing away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Conger was 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts in this 9 spot. Here's the 1-1 swinging strike. A huge cut by Gonzalez at home plate. He was going to try and get every piece of that ball and jack it over the left field fence. Now the 1-2 pitch on the way outside, ball 2. Blake saw that big cut by this kid and he said, I'm going to try and stay away from this guy. Now the 2-2 on the way. Got a piece of it and fouled it off. Count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. Marcus Gonzalez coming in off the bench to pinch hit once again for Mason Conger, the right fielder. Here's the 2-2. Outside for ball 3. Comes back with a cutter or changeup. Had a little dance to it as it curved widely away from the right-handed hitter. Now the 3-2. Ball 4. So a 2-out walk issued to the 9-hitter Gonzalez. So he's down at first base. And that means we go back to the top of the order, and that's going to bring up Jace Shadez.
At bat number 37, Shadez.
So Shadez has been on all 3 of his at-bats. He is 1 for 2 on the afternoon with a run scored and a stolen base. Working from the stretch now, Barlow fires a fastball in there, strike 1. Gets just enough of that outside black. Nothing in 1. Again, you want to stay away from this guy, this leadoff batter. He can put the bat on the ball. 0-1. Long look by Barlow over at first. Now he'll address the plate. Pitch misses wide. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, we are in the top of the 6th inning. Orofino leads it 12-5 over the Marsing Huskies. Leaning in on that left leg. Now he'll straighten up. Barlow, chin high with the ball, and comes to the plate. Swung on through the fastball goes Shadez. 1 ball, 2 strikes. They're 2 away here in the top of the 6th inning of play. Orofino up by 7 runs, 12-5. Short lead over at first. Here's the 1-2 swung on, and this one is going to be swung through and missed, caught at home plate, and that'll do it for the Marsing Huskies here in the 6th inning of play. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left out there, and our score remains 12-5 in favor of Orofino. We're coming back right after this.
We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory.
It's back, fresher and hotter. The Pizza Factory reintroduces the all-you-can-eat buffet. Lunchtime in Orofino means all-you-can-eat pizza, breadsticks, sauce, and a delicious salad bar, packed with fresh greens, fruits, proteins, and dressings. The Pizza Factory all-you-can-eat buffet is Monday through Friday, 11 to 2. Make the all-you-can-eat buffet your next lunchtime stop.
We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the road you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Thanks for listening in. The game is brought to you by our great friends at the Pizza Factory, along with the Real Estaters and Peak Physical Therapy. Happy Easter, everyone. I hope you have great plans for the weekend and on this Good Friday. It's senior night here at the ballpark at Orofino, and of course Orofino honoring the 1 senior on this club, Aiden Olive. So leading it off here, Jagger Tonneval. First pitch to Jaeger. Tickles the outside corner for a called strike. As we said, Jaeger has just not had any luck here at the plate in this game against the Huskies. Here's the 0-1 missing wide for a ball, 1 strike. Hit into a fielder's choice in the first, but was left stranded at third base. And went down looking at strike 3 twice, and then a swinging strike 3. Last pitch, a looking strike, so it's now 1-2. He's going to put this one out into left center field. And so big wide turn at first. Jaeger will look, head back there. So there he goes. Got the hit that he's been looking for on this night as gets off the snide. As he's going to end up, if he does not come to the plate again, he'll end up 1 for 4 on the night. But that's all right. Got a single, and he stands out there on first base. Quentin Naranjo. Move over to first, and sliding back in is Tonable. And I think the kid's got a perpetual smile on his face. Just loves to play this game. Low, the first offering to Q. Ball 1. No signs coming from that third base coach's box, so Quentin will step back in, waves that bat back and forth, and another throw over to first. Jaeger continues to draw a throw from the new pitcher Rodriguez. Rodriguez is now the 4th pitcher of record for this Mustang squad. Pitcher's going to be swung on, fly ball, left center field. Moving over on it is Puga, and he will make the catch. So retreating back to first base is Tonavold. A long fly ball out off the bat of Quentin Naranjo. Second time that he has flown out to Puga in left field. There's one gone now. And that will bring Aiden Olive to the plate. The senior, honored earlier during pregame ceremonies. Stands ready at the plate, and the pitch by Rodriguez, a bender, taken strike 1. Again, 12-5 in case you've just tuned in. The Maniacs on top of the Marsing Huskies in this non-league contest. The 0-1. Ooh, waving through a curveball is Aiden. Strike 2. Aiden takes a moment, thinks about it, steps back in, pinwheels that bat around. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, and this one's going to be hit high but foul down the left field line. Aiden thinking, if I get something on the inside, if it's a fastball, I'll turn it. Well, he turned on it a little too quickly. Bit of a changeup, and no chance of it being fair. Here's the 0-2 now from Rodriguez on the way. Oh, ball. Oh, there we go. It's called third strike. Aiden knew it. Our home plate umpire sat and sat and sat. Then he said, okay, strike 3. Aiden goes down the second out for the Maniacs here in the 6th inning of play.
Bat number 7, Gilmore.
First strikeout by Rodriguez. Again, another move over to first base, trying to catch Tonneval sleeping over there. Gilmore at the dish. Rodriguez set just above the belt, and he'll come to the plate. Pitch is swung on. Ground ball in the 5-6 hole out into left field. So the Maniacs trying to get something going here. Again, they're up 12-5, and they still want more. Ethan Gilmore has been on all of his at-bats here this evening. So we have a new baseball for Rodriguez. He says, I need something different. I didn't like the way that one felt in my hand, and so he gets a new one. Here is Nick Bonner now. Working from the stretch, Rodriguez with a check of the runner out at second. Here's the throw to second, and tumbling back into the bag is Jagger Tonnevold. Jagger reached out with his right arm, but he was short, and so he had to kind of roll to the bag. First pitch swinging through a changeup, getting just a piece of it is Bonner, and he fouls it back into the glove of catcher Steinmeier. 0-1. Runners not being held on as they'll advance from first and second. Curveball taken, strike 2. Nick very relaxed looking at home plate. And here's the waist pitch from Rodriguez on the way. Oh, it's behind the back. That's the waist pitch you wish you could have back. He wanted to come inside, but it was behind the back of Bonner for ball 1. 1-2. Almost got away from Steinmeier. Would have allowed base runners to move up another 90 feet and get into scoring position. Here's the 1-2. Swinging third strike, and that'll do it for the Maniacs here in the 6th. No runs on 2 hits, no errors. They leave 2 out there. They lead it after 6 innings of play, 12-5. It is the top of the 7th and do-or-die time for the Marsing Huskies right after this.
The morning paper arrives and you just can't extend your arms far enough to focus on the print. Does this seem like a typical day for you? Help is just an appointment away with Family Eye Care in Orofino and Kamei. Dr. Rick Lundgren is the Valley's trusted optometrist when it comes to your eyesight. Family Eye Care's highly trained staff will make sure your family has the finest in air care and eyewear. Call for an appointment and let Dr. Rick Lundgren perform a complete eye examination with the latest technology available. Single lens, bifocal, or progressive eyeglasses. Accentuate your personal style with statement-making glasses, contact lenses, sunglasses, and designer frames. Family Eye Care on Michigan Avenue, Orofino, and on Highway 12 West in Kamei is your stop for name brand frames, optics, and people who really care about your eyesight. Family Eye Care, where most insurance coverage is accepted along with major credit cards. We put your family first at Family Eye Care.
Peak Physical Therapy, Terry Bowling of Camas Financial Services, and Family Eye Care. These folks are Maniac backers and say thank you for listening in to Orofino and Marsing tonight. I'm Jeff Jones. As we go now to the top of the 7th inning for the Marsing Huskies, they find themselves down by 7 runs to Orofino, 12-5. Blake Barlow is back out on the hill, and he wants to just get this one over with so everybody can go home and warm up. Tegan Kenny will start things out. First pitch by Blake misses, just a touch low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. This is the portion of the lineup, the top 4 hitters that have done the most damage here for Marsing. Swinging strike 1. Tegan hitting in the 2 spot. He has scored 2 runs in today's game. Struck out once. Here's the 1-1 on the way to Tegan, missing high and away for ball 2. On deck, Levi Puga. In the hole, Luke Steinmeier. Blake working from the windup, and the next pitch low for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Again, Blake came in to relieve Tonnevold back in the 5th inning of play with 2 base runners on. There's a fastball, and it just misses. And Hunter Gamble frames that pitch for the longest time, and our home plate umpire says, "Leave it alone, kid. It's a ball."
Number 1.
Second walk given up by Blake.
Number 20, Steinmeier.
That's going to bring Levi Puga up to the dish. Levi waves through the first pitch, fouled back into the glove of Gamble for strike 1. Again, Orofino's going to want to try and keep Kenny close to that sack over at first, so pitch is low and away. It's knocked down by Gamble for ball 1. Ethan Gilmore is just going to have that right foot planted in front of the sack over at first and extend that glove in case Blake wants to make a move over there. 1 ball, 1 strike. And here's a B move over there, not even a courtesy tag applied as Kenny dives back into the sack. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch, swinging, strike 2. Levi had to go down low to try and find the center of that ball that was about knee high, and you can see him just bend at the knees to try and get low enough. But he ends up swinging through air. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Barlow's pitch to Puga just above the hands for ball 2. 2-2. Levi singled in his last at-bat, but then was thrown out, as you might remember, trying to steal home on a 2-6-2 putout. Here's the pitch outside. Here's the throw to first. And back standing up is Kenny. The throw from Gamble was just about shoe top high. Nice glove by Ethan over at first to dig it out. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Levi. Breaking from the stretch, here's Barlow's pitch. That is taken for a called strike. The throw down to second, and it's just not in time. Levi Puga wants to take his hitting helmet, and he wants to toss it, but wisely says, no, I don't. He got rung up thinking that he was going to get ball 4. He is the first out here in the frame. 3rd strikeout now for Barlow. Steinmeier, dangerous hitter in the cleanup spot at the plate right now for the Marsing Huskies. Curveball in there, strike 1. Boy, I tell you, Blake took a lot off that last pitch. It was slow, slower, and slowest getting up there. You can spot that every once in a while. Comes back with a fastball, missing away. 1-1. Kenny is at second base as he stole the sack on the strikeout by Levi Puga. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch, again, low, knocked down by Hunter behind home plate. 2-1. Right foot in front of the rubber. Blake chin high, and the 2-1 just above the hands for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Dresden Wood on deck. Nico Godma in the hole. There's 1 aboard and 1 gone here in the Marsing half of the 7th inning of play. Maniacs up 12-5 over the Huskies. Then there's a called strike, and once again, Huskies thinking that it's ball 4, and Luke Steinmeier gets called back to home plate. The count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. And now Barlow wants to come set, and then he steps off the back of the rubber and wants to reset himself, both mentally and physically. He's ready to go to work once again. Here's the 3-2, and it's a look back to second base, but Kenny's not far away. There's not even a throw. Barlow, 3-2 pitch on the way, called. It's a swung on and fouled over the top of the screen. And the count will remain 3 balls and 2 strikes. The big right-hander, Luke Steinmeier, steps in with that left foot. From the stretch, Blake, the 3-2 pitch on the way, fastball swung on, and this one is going to be hit out into right field. Coming up with it, the catch is made, and the throw comes into the infield, but did he tag? Did Kenny tag? They're not going to contest it, so Kenny does go from second to third, and Steinmeier flies out for the second out. Nice catch out there by Jake Runia in right field. It's going to bring up Wood, the left-handed hitter. Pitch misses wide for a ball as Marsing down to their last 3 strikes in this ball game. Barlow Ready to go to work. Here's the 1-0 on the way to Wood. Swung on, and this one's going to be hit foul and out of play to the left. 1-1 now. Barlow, a very short trip back up onto the hill after receiving a new baseball. Again, continues to work from the stretch. Kenny at third base. Barlow, the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, a ground ball to the second baseman, Mary. This should do it. Here's the throw to first, and it is over. The Maniacs defeat the Marsing Huskies here in 6.5 innings. The final score, 12-5. The Maniacs flashed some fantastic leather here tonight, doing an outstanding job to come from a 3-0 deficit to claw their way within one after 2 innings, and then it was all Orofino baseball after that as the Maniacs defeat the Marsing Huskies. Again, the final score of this one, 12-5. Great bats, fantastic flash of the leather by this club tonight as they come up with the first victory over the Marsing Huskies. Remember, this is going to be played once again tomorrow as these two squads get together for the second and final game of this doubleheader. All right, don't go away, folks. When we come back, it's our Real Estaters post-game show after this.
Looking to buy or sell a home in the beautiful Clearwater Valley? Trust the experts at Real Estaters on Michigan Avenue in Orofino. Our professional agents know the area inside and out, helping you find the perfect home or the right buyer. Speak with broker Keith Nichols today at 208-476-3134 or visit us online at buyorsellidaho.com. Whether it's a spacious country retreat or a cozy home in town, we're here to make your real estate dreams a reality. The Real Estaters, Orofino's trusted real estate professionals.
Your do-it-best center on the Clearwater is Best Built Builder Supply. Hi, this is Harold. Springtime projects are made to go so much easier with the proper tools. When electrical power is an issue, choose the Milwaukee Fuel 18-volt brushless cordless miter saw, now sell priced at $399. And you'll always have a crisp, sharp cut with the 2-blade pack of Milwaukee 7 1/4-inch circular saw blades at $12.97. Your first choice and best choice is Best Built Builder Supply.
Today you have numerous options when selecting your IRA, and deciding which account is right for you is one of the most important decisions you will make for your financial future. Hi, this is Terry Bowling with Camas Financial Services. Give me a call to find out which IRA fits your financial needs or to update your current IRA savings strategy. You can reach me, Terry Bowling, at 476-7100 or stop by my office at 230 Johnson Avenue in Orofino to set up a free, no-obligation appointment today. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Hi, this is Terry Bowling with Camas Financial Services. I am available to help you select the right investment options when you are faced with early retirement, changing or losing a job, or any other lifestyle changes that warrant a review of your financial plan. You can reach me, Terry Bowling, at 476-7100 or stop by my office at 230 Johnson Avenue in Orofino to set up a free, no-obligation appointment today. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
We welcome you back to the Real Estaters post-game show. Hello, everyone. I'm Jeff Jones. A game that took 2 hours and 50 minutes to play on a very chilly night here at the ballpark at Orofino. The Maniacs come away with a 12-5 victory over the Marsing Huskies. The Maniacs, 12 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors by the Huskies, and Maniacs leaving 12 out on the sacks. Huskies with 5 runs on 4 hits. No Maniac errors tonight. Fantastic, well-played game. Huskies leave 5 out on the sacks. Scotty Tonnevold joins us up here in the broadcast booth. Coach, are you warm?
I am now. It's nice up here, Jeff.
You know, that's why I like being up here, is because, you know what, it's even though we have the windows open, it gets a little chill. It's nothing at all like what you guys have to endure in the dugouts.
No, this is really nice up here, to be honest with you. Down there, it's cold tonight. It's really chilly. The guys stayed in the game and did a great job, and it's definitely cooled off, but looking forward to tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get a little bit of sunshine and warm up for us.
What kind of resilience does it take? I mean, you find yourself down 3-0. I mean, right out the gate, and you just can't seem to muster much right in the beginning. Anything goes through your head at that time?
No, not really. I mean, at the end of the day, it's early in the game, and I tell guys, one pitch at a time, one inning at a time. Don't get caught looking at the scoreboard either, because you got 7 innings of play, and we're just starting this thing. We haven't even swung the bat yet. So, I just said, you know what? Let's go to work. Put ourselves in a little deficit, but let's get back out there and show them what we can do.
Jagger does a pretty good job starting out for you. He strikes out 5, hits 1, walks 5. I'm sure that the walks are something that you don't want to see, but what was it that you finally said, okay, let's go ahead and take you out, kid?
Well, just pitch count. It's still getting up there in the 80 range. I think it was like 85, 88, and at that point he's had a little bit of a arm that's been a little sore occasionally, so it's like we're not going to run him any further. And looking at what we had, we want to get Barlow on the mound today as well. We plan on comboing those guys regardless of where we were sitting in the game, and just felt like it was a good time with 2 walks in a row. It was time to make an adjustment, and Blake came in and did a great job, got us through the rest of the game.
Yeah, Blake comes in and he strikes out 3 himself, but he too walks a couple, and so can't defense that. And you got a great defense. I mean, your kids flashed the leather tonight, Coach.
Yeah, no, that's one thing we want to reiterate with our guys tonight is we can't defend walks, but I don't have to keep telling them that. They know that. It's not like they're going out there trying to walk guys. It just happens, and sometimes it just is part of the game that we have to deal with, and it's definitely something we're not trying to do. And a lot of times us coaches have to sit back sometimes and remember how hard this game is. There's a lot of pressure out there, and you have to be really good mentally and be able to reset yourself and get to a place where you can compete and understand that last pitch that was a walk, so what, and move on, and just give these guys some grace and understand that this is a really tough game, and we're proud of them no matter what they do, and we're going to try and eliminate those walks, but they're just part of the game.
Coach, I want to take you back to a call that happened back in the oh gosh, now I'm going to have a difficult time finding it. That's because I'm looking at the wrong side of the scoreboard there. That's my problem here. Ethan sliding in safe at third base. A call that the other side, the other dugout, didn't think could possibly have happened. From our vantage point, it looked like he was thrown out up here. What did you see down there?
I can tell you this, the umpire did not have a good angle at that, and I felt like, honestly, the guy probably had possession of the ball and lost it on the transfer, kind of. He didn't really transfer was the problem, so that's where he kind of put himself in a bad position, was he really just didn't transfer the ball. He just went for the tag and then started to bring the glove up, and at that point, I do believe that's when he lost it, but quite honestly, if they'd have called Ethan out, I wasn't going to argue the play.
I see. I got you. Your kids do really well. I mean, you start out with scoring 2 runs in the second, get back into the ball game down 3-2. Then all of a sudden, you put a couple more on the third. Then you really open things up in the fourth and the fifth. I mean, how do your kids react to that? Is it like everybody's going to get in this hit parade, or what?
Well, the bottom part of the lineup today did a good job of really, moving runners over and capitalizing on some really quality at-bats. You can look to Hunter Gamble. He must, if I had to guess, I'd say he had 4 or 5 RBIs today. He flared a ball into the outfield, worked a ball to the right side they couldn't handle, and we generate runs out of that. And that's all we have to do sometimes, just put that ball in play and make the defense work on the other side. And our guys, we preach to them to keep the ball out of the air. Fly balls are pretty much routine outs. You get on top of the baseball, you hit the ball hard on the ground, and you make that defense work, and we're going to generate some runs. And today, the bottom half did a good job. Got some good swings from a lot of the other guys. Aiden had a spectacular 6-pitch at bat earlier, and then ends up with a gap route to left center. So, as a whole, Nick Bonner, I mean, I could just sit here and name every guy down the lineup.
Yeah.
Proud of every one of those guys for the way they competed today.
Well, since it is senior day, go ahead and take a moment, if you would, and talk about Aiden. I mean, you've had this kid on your club for some years now since you've been coaching, and you've known him ever since he was a young lad. So go ahead. He's your one and only senior honored tonight in the pregame ceremonies.
Yeah, Aiden's a really spectacular young man. He's come a long ways over the last, I'd say, 10 years that I've been around him, with travel ball all the way down to 10 years old, and playing for the 6C Rattlers here in Orofino, and played for the Matrix, and then worked his way up into Babe Ruth. And by the time he's a freshman in high school, he came out of the gates, right out of the gates, and was able to find his way into the lineup. Big kid. He's sitting 6'4" now, 200 pounds. He's got plus speed for a big guy, and he just does things right. He's really getting better at understanding that, the emotional side of the game is something you have to deal with and harness and be able to have that, what we call big body language, and not let those moments dictate how you respond and react, because, you got 15 other guys in the dugout looking up to you, the lone senior, and he's been here and done that.
Yeah.
And he's won 3 district championships. He's been to state 4 years. The guy's got a 3rd place finish, championship finish. He's done a lot of great things within the game, but not just the game. It's just who he is as a young man. He's a guy that you can count on if I call him up and say, hey, we need this, and he's there. I actually reached out to him today about securing some sponsorship banners. He's like, yep, I'm on it. I'll go take care of it. And shows up early, stays late, willing to put in the work. And, he's got a bright future ahead of him, and he's just going to do great things. We're really working to try and get him promoted out there in the NJCAA, trying to find him a spot to land and have an opportunity to continue his career and get an education at the same time. Yeah. And, just really proud of him. He's doing a great job leading the team and really just commanding things out there and setting the standard and showing the guys who we are, how we go about our business. And he's done a great job at that for 4 years now, and just super proud of him, and we're really grateful to have him here as a Maniac in Orofino.
All right, Coach, one last game against this Marsing Husking squad tomorrow. What do you expect out of them, and what will you do?
Yeah, I don't expect anything different. I think they're going to come out swinging, and we're going to have a good game on our hands. They're one of the top teams in the state right now in the 3A division. They're a great club, and they're well coached. They've got a lot of arms, and I don't know who we'll see tomorrow. I don't know much about them because we don't see them but, this one time a year or at state. But they're definitely going down south there. They're very competitive, and they're doing things right. And looking forward to playing them tomorrow at 10 o'clock here in Orofino. And, we'll do the same. We'll put our best foot forward, and we'll show up and compete. And I think we'll see a good game here in the Maniac Field tomorrow.
Congratulations on your victory tonight, and again, congratulations on helping to bring up a fine young man in Aiden Olive and sending him out on the right foot here on senior night.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. He's just once again just a spectacular young man, and really look forward to watching him as he pursues his future career and his baseball endeavors.
Scotty Tonnevold, we'll be back in just a moment. More of the Real Estaters post-game show after this.
A new year, a new you. Ready to take the first step toward a stronger, healthier you? Peak Physical Therapy, Michigan Avenue, Orofino has you covered. Strength training can change your life, no matter your age. Whether you're 18 or 80, there's incredible value in strength training. Peak Physical Therapy and Wellness has beginner-friendly programs tailored just for you, with expert guidance from our gym manager, Kaylee. Peak Physical Therapy, your partner in building strength and confidence. Call or visit us on Michigan Avenue, Orofino.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Looking to buy or sell a home in the beautiful Clearwater Valley? The Real Estaters on Michigan Avenue, Orofino are here to help. Whether you dream of a spacious country home or a charming place in town, our expert agents are ready to guide you every step of the way. Call today for an instant, accurate home evaluation, and let's make your real estate goals a reality. The Real Estaters Orofino, your trusted partner in buying and selling homes. Backing the Maniacs throughout the year.
Life moves fast, and we get it. You're busy. P1FCU's digital banking can change how you manage your money. Whether you're chatting with a representative after hours, depositing a check from your phone, or meeting with us face-to-face. Wherever life takes you, we've got you covered. It's your money. Access it anytime, anywhere. Open your account at p1fcu.org. P1FCU, your community, your credit union. Insured by NCUA.
We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory.
Nothing quite says family happiness like the deliciousness of a piping hot pizza or flatbread from the Pizza Factory. On Michigan Avenue, Orofino, the Pizza Factory has 4 new mouth-watering flatbreads. Pesto, artichoke, and tomato flatbreads, also available with buffalo chicken or tomato bacon and olive oil. For a limited time only, come in today and try the new flatbreads.
We toss them, they're awesome. Pizza Factory.
Well, we're back here to wrap this one up during the Real Estaters post-game show. I'm Jeff Jones. It is time for our very good friends at the Pizza Factory to deliver that Pizza Factory Player of the Game. And we don't have too far to look at this one. I was going to ask Coach Tonnevold about his remarks here about 2 weeks ago when he placed Hunter Gamble in that 9 spot. He goes, I really like that kid there. He does great things. Hunter today with 5 RBIs in this game. Had an RBI on a walk, and then 2 RBIs in the 3rd and 2 RBIs in the 5th, both those on singles. And so Hunter Gamble scoring 5 of his team's 12 runs tonight, and Hunter Gamble will receive our Pizza Factory Player of the Game honor, and he'll receive a personal pizza and a medium soft drink of his choice from our very good friends at the Pizza Factory. So we hope you'll tune in tomorrow when we do this all over again. The Marsing Huskies will be here for the second game of this split doubleheader. We'll be on the air with a 9:40 pregame show. 10 o'clock will be the first pitch. I want to thank Scotty Tondevold for coming up and visiting with us. I want to also thank our in-studio engineer, Casey Miller, for all of her hard work tonight. Final score, once again, Orofino defeats Marsing 12-5. I'm Jeff Jones. We'd like to bid you all a very pleasant good evening.
Thank you for listening in today to another Orofino High School athletics presentation of Maniacs Baseball on KLER. Today's coverage of the Maniacs has been made possible by the many community backers of Orofino High School and their athletics program. Please make sure to stop and tell them how much you appreciate their backing of these broadcasts to Hometown Radio 1300. Orofino